Good evening, everyone. Hope we are all going well and ready for another watch along tonight. Should be a good game of footy, this one. Big game. Collingwood have to win to stay in the top 4 hunt, and then Hawthorn need to win to stay in the top 8 hunt. So it's big game for both teams. So really looking forward to this one. I'm just getting all my squads and everything sorted, ready to go for the games. I did see Planet Ocean asked I was just on a game day squad video with Tom. Anyone that was looking for the captain's video, that'll be uploaded either after the watch along tonight or that'll be tomorrow morning. I just wanted to wait a little bit on teams, few options, plus I uploaded our my AFLW Fantasy team review. So if anyone wants to check that out, then yeah, feel free, because my squad is up. So if you would like to see who I'm starting at the moment, then yeah, you can go ahead and check that out if you so wish. But that is what we'll be doing. So yes, I'll swap. Hang on, I'll just swap him with him. Cool. What do we got here? Wado, VC Baz in the captain Asai. I think it's a good option. Yep, that's for sure. Yeah, Sultan says, where's the captain's video, Bales? Yeah, that'll be uploaded either after Watch On tonight or tomorrow morning. I'll probably try and aim for tonight, because then people can watch it overnight tonight, then tomorrow. But yeah, just unfortunately, didn't have time to get it recorded and uploaded when I had to do a couple other things, unfortunately. So plus I want to wait on teams. Thoughts on Parker and Doc to Jezza and Holmes, says red lighting. Yep, tick from me. Yep, I'll be doing those trades. I like those. Alexander, hey, Bales, tonight I have VC, Nick Dacos, Josh Davis, and I've looped Dylan Moore on the forward line. Should I also loop Josh Davis in defence? I can loop him with McCarthy, but we'll have no cover if I do. Nah, I'll just play Josh Dacos on field personally. I'll just back him in on field, I reckon. Corey Blackledge, McCarthy to Newen and Teakle to Myers. Good trades, and Phil, I'm going VC, Holmes and Nasire. McCarthy down to Newen, Teakle to Myers. Yep, good trades. Yep, tick from me. As long as Newen's on your bench, which I'm assuming he is. VC, Holmes and Nasire. Yep, I like that as well. So, yep, ticks from me, Corey. Jay Sutts, thank God Flans is out. Was tossing between him and Amon. Now his decision. I've just pray McRae isn't sub. Well, he's named on field, so if you trust sort of that, then he should be okay. Petrarca playing mid now, it says in the AFL app. Oh, does it? Well, if he's named in the middle, then I guess that's good, Dylan. But I don't normally trust it all the time, just because we see players named in the middle, then all of a sudden they're not. But I guess it's good that he's been named in the guts straight up. I'm not sure if he is every week or not anyway. So Clayton Oliver's on the bench, and I think he's been on the field the first few weeks. So let's hope that he can start on the ground and play in the midfield and go quite well, because he's been a bit frustrating as of late. Do you still own Parker? Should I go Parker to Smith or Butters to Green and Parker to Cameron? Says, who was that? Kalen Fife. Yes, I do still own Parker. He's someone it's either him or McCarthy that goes out for me. So it's either get a 23rd premium, put Parker as my 23rd, or go McCarthy up. So and keep McCarthy as my 23rd and trade Parker. So Parker to Smith, and then a rookie down, or Butters to Green and Parker to Cameron. No, it's Parker to Smith for me. Parker to Baz and do a rookie downgrade, Caleb. Will says VC Baz or Holmes. I like both. I got Baz just higher, but I like both. Lee Everett went Hasty to Newen and Young to Stewart. He's cheap and like his run on the way home. Yep. I don't know if I'd be bringing in Tom Stewart personally, Lee. I think he could be rested in some games on the run home. Just want to make sure that all my players are good. So Josh Davis is there, Nick Dacos is there. They're the only two I've got tonight. Hasty won't be an emergency now, so they'll be bustling in defence. I've got a few red dots on the bench now. I've literally only got Ashton Moyer, Luke Parker, and Bustlinger. So maybe I might have to look at not getting in a red dot at the moment. We'll have to see that. But Hasty's a purple dot. Actually, I think Ralston might have held his spot, actually. So he might be. Is he named on the ground? That'd be interesting if he's named on the ground. No, he's on the bench. So I guess we'll have to see, right? I could trade out Hasty over Ralston if I wanted to do that. Howdy, Bales. You've pulled away from me a little bit with 2 down weeks from me in the Bales v Bales Mano and Mano battle. I think I'm overall ranked 300K. Yep, yeah, no, I'm not too far away from you, mate, so I think we're pretty close still, but, mate, hopefully I can stay ahead, just. John says, would you trade McRae or Petrarca to Myers? I'm currently thinking Petrarca due to the Richmond matchup. Yeah, probably. But if McRae's name's sub, then obviously do him out. But either or, I think, could go. But Myers is a good in. Jay Sutts can't wait to see who the Lockie Cowan is that Bales hates and yells at tonight. I'm taking bets. Got money on Houston for ignoring the Dacos boys. You're probably that's actually probably not too far away from it. I know Quainer did it a couple of times last week, so it could even be potentially him. But no, I don't mind those shouts there. So yeah, I guess we'll just have to find out, right? So actually, I think Cherry get named again, or is Cherry out again? I'm not sure because I got him in Supercoach, so I'm wondering is he? Do I leave him on the field? I've still got Doc on my bench, so I'm gonna have to fix him up at some point as well. There, but there you go. Still sidebond going in to do the coin toss. We're about to get this game underway. Let's have a look. Who's won the toss? Still sidebond. Yep, they're kicking to the right of screen. Cheers, that Buzz. Appreciate you, mate. All good, Planet Ocean, mate. Thank you for asking about the captain's video, mate. Dylan James, need Hawks to lose because I tipped $90 Dogs would make finals. Oh, hopefully. Well, I think Collingwood will win. I think Collingwood will bounce back after a poor one last week. Did you do my team review? Oh, crap. Damn it. I sent all the codes out, but I didn't get a chance to actually do the team reviews. Hopefully they don't expire by the time the game's finished. No, I didn't, unfortunately, Will, but I'll get to it once the game's done. So don't worry about it. I'll do them once the game's finished. So apologies, I didn't get to that earlier. I thought I completely forgot to do that. I knew I was forgetting something this afternoon. Dylan Jones is Clark down to Petrarca. Clark down to Petrarca to Myers good, or does Butters go to any mid? I like Myers this week. I like Myers, but it depends who you can go Butters to, right? Who that midfield would be. Thoughts on Hones v. Seaton Nasai captain, says John. Yep, that gets ticks from me. Ryan Morty, I can't see the captain's video. Do you have a top 5, says Ryan. Yeah, no one from tonight. But yeah, I'll be uploading that later on tonight or tomorrow. So you'll see that shortly. Luca, Hunter Clark, Erasmus or elsewhere for 580k or less trade in. I wouldn't be looking at 580k areas, unfortunately, Luca. If you can help it, I'd be trying to do something else. Well, about to get this game underway. So Cherry is out. Yep, it's okay. I was just checking. Don't need to make trades tonight anyway, says Will. All good. Here we go. And we are underway for Thursday night footy. Josh Dacos starting in the middle. So that's interesting. So is Nick starting at half back? No, I don't think. I think Nick might be starting at half back, I reckon. Where's the Patreon Q&A bell, says Riley. Oh, bloody hell. What? How have I missed two things? I recorded it and it's there. I think I just didn't press publish. I'll have to I'll have to do that very shortly. I'll actually do that now, actually, while we're live. I'll upload that. That'll literally be up. Like, it will take 2 seconds for me. So actually, I'm going to... if I do that there, does that mean you guys can see? Cool. You guys can still see the scores. Cool. Alrighty. I'm just going to log on to Patreon now. Yeah, bloody hell. I knew that I had a couple of things to do. It's just been so busy today. So yeah, apologies for that, Riley. As I said, I will upload that now. All right, get rid of that. There it is. Alrighty. God damn, I knew I was forgetting a couple of things. Thursdays are always so bloody busy. It's always so much to do with everything. And now my computer's completely frozen. Okay, no, now it's okay. Is it intercept marked by Harry Perry? Oh, and I forgot to do my draft teams as well. I've literally forgotten so many things. Wait, who's that? Someone's on the ground. So Nick Dacos starting on the bench. Interesting. Who's that? Is that Jeremy Howe? I think Jeremy Howe's... Oh, yeah. Jeremy Howe's been knocked out by Newcomb. Accidental. Bloody hell, that's bad for Collingwood. He's such an important player for them. Alrighty. Yeah, it's a shame. Hopefully he's okay. Looked like a bad one, unfortunately. Yeah, hopefully he's okay. I guess at least be fine. I can upload this this Q&A. Oh, yeah, now it's saying dropping frames. Of course it is. Right, so yeah, so the guys, the stream will just be a little bit bad for like a couple of minutes, but it should be fine very, very soon. Just while I upload this Patreon Q&A, which I bloody should have done earlier today. Alrighty, Riley, that should be up and uploaded. So that is just uploaded. So there, yes, I should have done that bloody earlier, unfortunately, but I knew I was forgetting something. But there we go. That is all done there. Just got the Patreon notification, says Kobe. Yes, apologies, mate. Yeah. No, at least it's up there now. I do apologise for any patrons that were waiting on that. But at least the good thing is there was no real fantasy implications from tonight's game for people trading in or out. So let's have a look. Let's catch on this chat. Philip Laurie, Parker to Myers, and Steele to Dawson. Is that good? Should I trade Steele over Green? Yeah, tick for me, mate. They're great trades. Myers a great in, and Dawson's a very good in as well. Jack Steele be the guy to be trading out over Tom Green, I think. Also, what's your current captain plans? I'm currently Nasiah VC into Grundy captain. Geez, that's a big hit. Oh, geez. Like, it's accidental, right? It's both are sort of going at the ball and have hit each other. Be interesting to see what if the MRO was to suspend Newcomb there, because they'll go, oh, did you show duty of care or something? I don't know. We'll have to see. Should I trade Butters or Merritt? Says Elizeno. I'd trade Merritt out of the two with the Mullen tag potentially. Is Captain Nasiah lock? Says Will. Got him VC, but yeah, very good option for sure. Naz VC, Dawson captain, says Stu. I like it, but I just wonder if Dawson gets rested a tiny bit towards the end of the game. Sultan, Petrarca or Merritt out. Reckon Butters can hold. Think Rank can hold for West Coast. I'd be going Merritt out, I think. She can get a better player in Sultan. Yeah, could get the tag. So, Luca, Hunter, Clark, Erasmus, or elsewhere 580k lesser options, please, says Luca. I don't love anyone at 580k or less, Luca, unfortunately. I'd rather just play a rookie and bank cash. And then you can maybe use that cash elsewhere next week. So maybe I'd rather a Jai Farah if you're going to go cheap. Long sub interesting, says Will. Chera out, says Will as well. It's okay, but I was just checking. Don't need to make trades tonight anyway, says Will. All good. Nick Dale start on the bench, I think, says Alexander. Interesting move. Dacos bench, says Corey. Tell you what, Philippo's the 23rd forward is tempting with Saints next two, says Jay Sutts. Yep, could be. Maynard going to Cloak Watson, says MP. There you go. You're talking about Elliot. How gone, says Corey. Cody Pember, not necessary bails. Anyone know if North Melbourne, Jordy Payne like to play, might need emergency sub forward in forward if anything goes wrong. Did Jordy Payne get named in the squad? If he did, he's a chance to come in for sure. How knocked out, he's got to be one of the unlucky players who just came back, says Elizeno. I was wondering where the Patreon Q&A was coming out, says Will. Yes, no, I recorded it last night. I just completely forgot to upload it. Newcomb in the rooms as well, says Elizana. He'll probably get the HIA assessment. Will bite long in. Sorry for how all these injuries. I think I actually accidentally left him on the field in one of my draft leagues, actually. But I'm knocked out of most draft leagues, unfortunately, from last week. I think I'm only in one league where I'm through the prelim. So, yeah. Right. Oh, yeah, Riley, it's posted now. So you should be able to go listen to it now if you'd like. But or if you want to stick around for the watch long, then listen to it after. But here's the Wizard. And first goal to Hawthorn. Nick Watson kicks the first goal. Coleman, hey, Bales, which two would you trade out of Merritt, Butters, McRae, Darcy, and Daniel, getting Ash and Cameron for any combo? Maybe Merritt. And maybe go, I think, it's either McRae or Daniel, I think. You could go Butters, but if you can get them for any combo anyway, I'd probably go Daniel. I know he went at 115 last week, but maybe just trade him out just to be safe. And Ash and Cameron are good in, so I'd probably do Merritt and Daniel. Dylan Jones, if Brayshaw gets under 80, I'll trade him. Yep, that's fair enough. Hey, Bales, how's it going? Says Limits. Mate, how you going? Hope you're going well. I know you've got a team review there waiting, Limits, for me to get to. Sorry, mate. I'm going to get to those once the watch-along is finished. Steve May got 2 weeks, so I think Newcomb will get 2 as well, says DJ. Interesting positioning. Oh, no, he got 3. He was just out for 1 week with concussion, DJ there. But, yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens. Corey, interesting positioning will be Jackson for 2026. Could be a mid-ruck. Yep, yeah, definitely could be. Something to be watching for. Who got the free kick there? Josh Dacos, free kick. We'll take that. Good to see him in the midfield. But I wonder what's going to happen when Ned Long comes back on and Jeremy Howe's out. Does that mean Josh has got to go back to half back? That'll be the interesting thing to watch. Darcy Moore going to get dropped, says MP. Darcy Moore should be credited with a goal assist, says David. Dunkley or Myers for Merritt. There aren't really any good midfielders, says Sultan. Oh, geez, that's a tough one. Myers has got a better matchup this week, but Dunkley's Dunkley, right? If getting Myers this week allows you to trade like a spud forward next week to a mid, then maybe go for Myers to get the matchup this week. But both are great options, right? You probably can't go wrong with either. Myers has got the better matchup, but Dunkley's obviously got the high ceiling, so it's really what you're going for, Sultan. I'm a little worried Nick Dose is going to have a poor score tonight, says Elizeno. I hope not. I've got him, obviously, so, and a lot of us do. Hopefully he goes all right. Let's do a bit of a score refresh. So not too much obviously has happened, obviously, because we've only been gone for a couple minutes because of the Jeremy Howe concussion. There's Josh Dacos with a tackle. Good tackle by Josh Dacos. That's the thing that I like him in the midfield. He tackles, and he gets those points, which is good. But it's interesting to see if Houston gets a bit of the ball tonight. Obviously, there's been a bit of talk about him just not really getting involved. So I wonder if Collingwood have done a few things to get him involved. I thought I was going to win my draft last week. Lost by 2 due to Hayden Young in last game. Didn't realise my opponent had Cripps emergency. Oh, jeez. That's not a bad emergency to have. Yeah, I forgot bloody all my draft leagues, which is frustrating. Can't believe I forgot them all this week. Goulden or Callahan? Callahan better run. Goulden is Goulden. I'd go Goulden out of the two. Callahan's good, right? But I just don't think I'd be going for Callahan. He just doesn't have that ceiling like those other mids do. So I would just be sticking to those. How's that not a dangerous tackle against Connor Nash? He's picked Josh Dacos up. Josh Dacos got another handball in there. So he's picked Josh Dacos up and sort of slammed him like WWE style. That's surely got to be a free kick. Oh, well, it's not though, but Josh does had a couple of touches. He's got a tackle there as well. So good start for Josh, who's a bit of a pod for me. So interesting that Nick Dacos is starting on the bench. I'm intrigued to see why they've gone for that, or is it just because they wanted Josh in the midfield? There's Dan Houston again. Gets it to Josh Dacos, who's had a very good start. It's a good kick. I thought I was going to go to Steel side bottom there. Hey, Bales, I'm going to go Rouston down, then a midfielder up to a primo, like a Merritt or Butters. What should I do? I like going Merritt up, Riley. So going Rouston down, then Merritt up is a good move. So I'd be ticking that off. Just double checking what's happening with my draft leagues. So I've got Jace Burgoyne. So actually, Lairdy's got to come on for him, and Lairdy can go back in his rightful spot up to D2 in this team, even though this team isn't playing anyone. Of course, he had Ned Long and left him on, but he'll probably play. He'll obviously come on now. And then Filippo's got Richmond, so I'll put the emergency on him as a midfielder, because I've got Tim Kelly in the mids. So I might be able to put him there. Yep, cool. That's done. Let's do a bit of a refresh again. Haven't done one for a little bit. There you go. Josh Davis up to 13 points. Good. A good start for Dylan Moore and Darcy Cameron. So they could be some pods for some people. So it's the pods getting it done. Cameron, Josh Dacos, and Dylan Moore. Okay, now it's just gone blank again with those guys. So, no, Dylan Moore's up to 16 now, actually. So he has made a good start to the game. Dylan Moore started well now, says Elizeno. Collingwood should unleash the Houston, says Impede. I'm surprised that they haven't gotten more out of him this year. Like, they haven't put him in a better role. Geez, Warple has started awfully. He's got caught twice. It's a pretty poor start from him. So Nick's coming on for Josh. Nick was calling for a +6. Didn't get it, though. No, nothing there for Nick. It's Houston again. So Houston's got a few touches early. Not a great handball, though. Come on, Nick. You got a tackle there, mate. Frampton, there'll be a free kick, you'd imagine. Oh, my God. That wasn't paid a free kick. Surely that's a free kick. So Watson's kicked his second. How's that not a free? Frampton's gone back with the flight and been crunched in the back and only dropped it because he got crunched. And it wasn't a free. Oh my days. That's got to be a free kick, surely. Yeah, let me see it again. So Warple's kicked it. I didn't actually get crunched too hard. Maybe not. Maybe it was just a bit of a bad drop. I'm not sure. I just thought it might have been a free kick, but there you go. Actually, I want him there and Cripps captain. Actually, no, I want Jez a captain in this draft league. And then go Cripps captain. So Warple's currently on Nick Dacos in the midfield. Mate, here's Ned Long. Gives it to Nick. Nick with a fumble. Don't see that happen very often at all. I wonder if that's because they started him on the bench, that maybe starting him on the bench just, he's not in the game straight away. But fumbled the first. He would have got a kick there. Got a handball there, Nick Dacos did. So he did get his first touch. There's Houston again, who's made a good start. Of course, in this draft league, I left Tom Mitchell in my Mercy's. He's already up to 12 as well, so that's annoying. But I'm knocked out. I'm pretty sure I'm knocked out of this league anyway, so that is fine. Ned Long owner's kiss says has. I think a lot of people would have moved off him anyway, to be honest. Nick's got 0 and got VC as a risk on him. Who's your captain, says Max. Well, he started on the bench, so he's fine, right? He's on now. He'll play the rest of the quarter out. He hopefully puts up a good score. I've got VC on Naz, Captain Grundy at the moment. I have thought about Baz VC into Nasai, but I'm thinking I'm going Nasai first, I reckon. Jeez, Crisp is... Oh, here you go. Give it to Nick. Here goes Nick again. So Nick's got his first kick. Jeez, that's not a good kick. Straight to Scrimshaw. So not a good start by Nick. Couple of missed a kick that he should have got, but he didn't get. So interesting start for him. Newcomb's back on the bench, so he looks like he'll probably come back on. Oh, Lukosius is back in, so we're going to make sure he's back on my field for draft. Houston's coming off. Cool, alrighty. Well, Nick looks terrible tonight, says Elizana. Yeah, not a good start for Nick. He's had a couple of touches, but in terms like his ball use has been very, very ordinary. Josh is back on as well. Good to see. Hey, Bales, are you still thinking I'm better off not getting want and going for a lead? And also, do you think lead's the best option around that price? Still the first Nick. as we'll call it. Yeah. I'm not sure limits what you're saying there, actually. You still think I'm better off not getting... Who's want? I'm not sure. Limits, put your question again. I can answer that again. I'm just not sure who you're asking about there. Nick Dacos, free kick. So he's had a few touches in quick succession. At least I put emergency on my players this week, not like last week with Marshall and Bust, says Corey. Yeah, no, sorry to hear about that, mate. But not knowing just me, right, and I know everyone can't do this, but I always check my team before games 2, 3, 4 times just to make sure, just because I've always got that worried that that'll happen. So my check, first goal for Collingwood. Collingwood get their first goal. It's Nasai, sorry. You still think I'm better off not getting Nasai and going for a Laird? And also, do you think Laird's the best odds around that price? It's Wang, sorry. Remember, I'm Eddie. Oh, yeah, no, Limits. I know the Eddie from the Patreon. I just can't remember exactly who I was saying to trade out instead. Whatever I said in the Q&A is probably what I'd probably do, I reckon. Yeah, that's what I reckon. Literally have to wait for the misso to leave the lounge to be able to watch the footy on the TV and follow the vlog, says Wado. The Wiz on fire, says Karen. Nick looks terrible tonight, says Elizeno. Troy, annoying how the cameras and commentators keep focusing on Nick. Limits, what happened to the star if Ned Long's already on? Jeremy Howe got concussed, unfortunately. Him and Joe Newcomb, big clash in the middle of the ground, or on the wing, sorry. Has Bunch of people would have traded more to another forward this way. I feel like this is why we just let the forward line rot, says Has. It's a good point. So where's Nick at the moment? Because he wasn't in that CBA. Josh was in the CBA there. Is he forward at the moment? Oh, no, he's in the middle of the ground at the moment. May's playing. Go to Nick. Go to Nick. Yep, Nick +6. So Nick started all right. Nick started okay. Like, obviously, his disposal hasn't been great, but he started okay in terms of getting the ball. Got a few touches early. I was at North game and didn't realise this, Corey. Oh, mate, no, that's fair enough. I'm not saying what you should be doing that, right? I'm just saying I personally always check, because I just have the I'd get way too angry, I reckon, if I didn't do it. So I do feel your pain. It has happened to me in the past, so I know exactly how you're feeling. You said Liddy down to Newen and McArthur to Hewitt, but do I hold Liddy since he's playing and go track to Whitfield and Patrick Q&A? Nah, it's fine. Even if Liddy's playing, it doesn't matter. I'd be trading him out. Go him down, or if you've got another rookie, go them down and get someone like a George Hewitt or around that price, because I liked upgrading that rookie that was on your field. Here's Nick again. So Nick's going to get a handball. Pendles. Jeez, he's burnt some teammates there. Dan Houston. I would look at maybe a Trembeth or Adams if they aren't sub. Newen seems like a lockdown defender who won't score too well. Also save 1K. Yeah, you could go for someone that's been named that's 230K, right? You don't have to go for Newen. I only mentioned here in the Patreon Q&A just because of the fact that he... so Josh Rose hasn't touched the ball for a little bit, so... but Nick's going okay now on 17. There's Dan Houston. Houston's made a good start to the game. Houston's definitely made a good start to the game. So some draft coach should be happy that he's started all right. Oh, that'll be holding the ball. Jeez, that's a bit harsh not to give holding the ball there. Crispy tried to take on Jath and drop the ball. There's Connor McDonald. Trying to go to Gunson. No, just too far away from him. Good tackle from Darcy Moore there. Ball up. Give some likes for the videos. Legend says, Wado. Yep, if you are watching along live, make sure you do smash a like on the video. We aren't going on our 100 like streak anymore just because we didn't get it in the last watch along, which is fair enough. It's obviously with late in the season, not as many people tuning in. But if you want to smash a like and help us out, it does help out a lot. Warple's become a poor player, I reckon, says Troy. Yeah, I agree. Since he won that best and fairest, he looked like he was going to be really good, but just hasn't really been that player. There's Houston again. Houston has had a good start to the game, actually. He's certainly got a lot of the ball. Thought I was going to be in trouble this week, but Rosie and McCrane still all named on field in good roles, says Oak. Yep, hopefully they all play well. Is Newt back on yet? Not sure. Haven't seen him yet. He's on the bench, though. Will I miss out on Whitfield, says Will. I don't think you will. You can get him next week. Like, North Melbourne aren't an amazing matchup for defenders, and I wonder if a Constanti goes along with Whitfield this week. So if you don't have him, you don't have to get him in. You can get him next week. I'll just look at upgrading that other position, Will, that rookie position. And Kaushadir marks, so he'll be lining up for goal. Hawthorn started well. This will be for 3 of the first 4 in the game. And is Huey going to go big enough? I think he's got great matchups the rest of the year, Will. He's obviously got... who was it? Gold Coast this week, then Port, then Essendon. Also, Newcomb's back on as well. So, great matchups for Hewitt. I think could be a good pod, Will, for the last few weeks. So, here's Kaushadir to kick Hawthorn's third. And is that a goal? Or was he missed? No, he's got it. So, Hawthorn have kicked their third. And they stretch that lead out to 11 points. Still refresh again with the scores. So Dylan Moore's up the top, 8 disposals. Ward's had a bit of the ball early as well. Jath, Watson. So Houston and Crisp have had a bit, but they're the only 2. Nick's up to 17 as well. Josh Davis up to 13, but both those guys, both of Nick and Josh should play out the remainder of the quarter. They've had their rests already. Is Laird the better option with a better run? Otherwise, I can get Noble, Salem, Blakey, Clark, Dale, or maybe of Loston. Who's John Noble? Oh, John Noble's got a bit of a tricky run. He's got a good matchup, Carlton, but then he goes, Port, then Giants. Laird's had his rest, and Laird's got West Coast and North Melbourne and then Collingwood. I think Laird's probably the guy I'd pick between those guys. Like, Dale's got a good run, but he's been very up and down. Jordan Clark could be an okay pick as well. I'd probably go Laird as a bit of a pod. He's got some good matchups, so I think he'll go quite well, to be honest. Oh, intercepted by Steel Sidebottom there. He's 350th. Been a very, very good player, Steel Sidebottom. Oh, and he's turned over to Dylan Moore. It's not a very good kick. You don't see that mistake from a guy like Steel Sidebottom. Trying to go to Pendles and not a great kick. Here's bloody Ginnivan, the twit. Intercept mark from Perryman. Would you trade Petrarca over Steele, McRae, Rosie this week, given the other 3 are named on field? I don't think you have to, but you can. Petrarca can go, but against the Dogs, named on the field in the midfield. Actually, no, I'd still trade Jack Steele, I think, Oak, just because he's got this injury that niggle. I don't want any of my premium mids playing around with niggles to finish the year, so I'd be trading him, to be honest. I'd be just trading him out and moving on from him. What do you think Track will score, says Will? I think he'll go okay. De Goey's marked. He'll line up for goal. He'll go 91. He'll go okay. Impede. Everyone should just bring in Dan Curtin. No text. He'll go huge, says Impede. I think Dan Curtin's still an option, to be honest. And it's crazy that I'm talking about a second-year player that we thought was a rookie at the start of the year is now an option as a potential sort of 6th or 7th forward. But here we are. Is Moore getting CBAs or just rolling up from half forwards as has? I haven't actually seen yet if anyone's been tracking the CBAs, but he's certainly getting involved a lot. So is that a goal for Membry? Goal umpire said hit the post. Interesting. So Nick's playing forward at the moment. Here's Sicily. I did have a multi on this game. I had some bet credits again because I did... The bet credits from last time was with the Freo game and got the $30 back because of Hayden Young being injured early. I think Josh Dale's got a tackle there as well in between everything. So we'll see how that multi goes tonight. Here's Newcomb out the back. Gives it to Chol. No, it's fumbled. No, picked up. Kicked. No, behind. And Houston will take the kick in, I'd imagine. Moore doesn't really get CBAs, but he can roam anywhere on the field, a bit like Nick Martin. says Elizetto. Agree. Yep. So Liddy down to who? What do you think, Bales? You're the expert. Oh, thank you, mate. Appreciate that. Yeah, I would go Liddy down to either a 230k guy that's playing if you need a guy that's playing. If you don't need cover, then a red dot. Newen's the one at 231k you could get, but it just depends. There's Sicily with a +6 there. Kicks it to Darcy Moore. Here's Houston again. They're really getting Houston involved tonight. It's almost like they're making it a priority to get him involved. There's Pendles with the handball. Oh, Hoskin took it off of Nick Dacos then. Dugoe on the left. That's a goal. Collingwood second. And then McCarthy up, says Will. Yep, I'd do that. McCarthy up to, I think it was Hewitt you can get. So, yep, I like those trades. Oh, jeez. Don't want I'm yawning so much. Let's refresh these scores as well. Dylan was at the 29s, had a good start. Perryman 31, of course he is. Houston 25. He's had 10 disposals down Houston. So, like, this is the Houston I thought we were going to get this year, not the Houston we've seen for a lot of the year. So, it's been interesting. They didn't pay that tackle for Josh Dacos on Nick Watson. That's surprising. Like, he tackled Watson. Watson did get a touch away. So, I'm surprised that wasn't paid. But we know Champion Data don't know how to pay tackles. Every week we have the same issue. What is a tackle and what isn't a tackle? That is the question. There you go. Josh Dacos, Tom Mitchell, and Nick Dacos in the midfield. So, the Dacos brothers and Mitchell in the midfield. Watson in the midfield as well, which is, I guess, good to see. It's holding the ball against Watson. You got Josh Dacos. Go to Josh Maynard, you idiot. Why are you going? And, of course, Cameron then marks it. Go to Josh. He's going to go to Maynard, of course, of everyone. And side bottom. Be good to see Sidey kick a goal. With Josh Dacos in the mids now, Houston was an option as now the number one halfback. Collingwood says Alexander. Yeah, I didn't think we were going to see Josh Dacos as much in the mids as what we've seen so far tonight. So I guess we'll see how it goes. I'm looking at possible options. Dale with Melbourne West Coast to come. Or is it just Hewitt? I'd back in Hewitt, I think, over Dale. But you could go either or, personally. Society. No, he's missed it. If I trade Steele over Petrarca this week, who's the best to trade in from Ash, Goulden, Heaney, Rao, Anderson? Probably Ash, I reckon. Ash or Rao for me. Because I think Anderson gets some attention from Cooper Lord. There's Josh Douglas with a handball. Houston again. Don't know what's happened here. I don't know why Hawthorn got a free kick. Yeah, it must have been a free kick in the marking contest. So it won't be handball for bloody Josh Dacos, of course. That's not a trip. How is that a trip? Jeez. Dale, McCluggage or Hewitt? Hewitt for me, Will. McCluggage will get tagged and Dale can get tagged, so yeah. But that's not a trip, though. Watson tripped over McStay's leg. It wasn't a trip. That's not a free kick. God love how Hawthorn get gifted all these free kicks every single week. They got gifted them last week against the Crows, and now they're getting gifted more free kicks again. Seriously. Merritt to Mize, Tickle to Whitfield. Tick for me. Love those trades. Limits, alternative bars instead of Laird and a Rook, I can afford Sam Taylor and Charlie Comben. Do you think that's a play? Yeah, very funny limits. No. You go Laird and a rookie. Are they counting Josh Taylor's stats properly? He's only on 13. Yeah, well, there was a tackle that they didn't pay that I think should have. That handball that he got wasn't a handball because it was a free kick to Hawthorn. So, yeah, he's still on 13. So, he hasn't started. He started really well, but hasn't done much since. We only got 2 minutes to go as well. So, both of the Dacos brothers haven't really done a huge amount in terms of fantasy points. So, a lot of the other players, they've got the ball. So, I'm hoping that last 2 minutes they can get involved and a few touches get to at least 20. Heavenly trades their way, doses limits. Luke, Merritt and McRae to Hewitt and Myers. Yeah, I don't mind those. Yep, you could definitely do those trades. Another behind for Kausidio. Or rookie down to McRae to Ash. Nah, do the Merritt McRae to Hewitt and Myers, I reckon. Super Hewitt is having my trust in BAILSDT experts as well. Oh, hopefully Hewitt can go well for you. There's Josh Dacos. Good spin. Got the handball out. So up to 15. Not a great kick from Schultz. He's just pretty much kicked it and not even looked for someone. Bloody Josh Dacos just missed the tail and didn't get it. Scrimshaw gave him the don't argue and he didn't get it. So Josh Dacos could be on a better score, but he's just on 15, which is a bit frustrating. Collingwood's tackling at the moment has not been great. Still side bottom mark on the line. Yeah, Dan Houston. Houston short. Geez, side bottom completely ignored him then. And he's kicked it off the side of the boot and it's gone out of bounds. That's just a dumb kick. If Whitfield goes 130 plus and Huey fails, I'll be coming for you on Monday, says Will. Well, mate, all I can do is give you my opinion. If you want to go Whitfield, go Whitfield. But all I can do is give you my opinion, unfortunately. So, yeah, well, hopefully both go well. Come on, Dacos boys. You've hardly done anything. Do you think Geelong can beat North round 1 in AFLW, says Limits? Well, I know Liam was chatting about how Geelong always do well against North Melbourne. They can. There's a tackle for Nick. If that goes to... No, that won't be a tackle because bloody Warple kicked it and it went to a Hawthorn player. God, that pisses me off when a player gets a tackle and the other guy still gets a disposal away. And that'll be a free kick to Dylan Moore as well. Well, no, it's against DeGoey. Oh, jeez. This game has not started well whatsoever. So Nick's on 17 and Josh is on 15. Far out. What a shit start. Got no one doing well at all. Well, no one has really. Like Ward, Perryman, D'Ambrosio, no one's got. A few people might have a Dylan Moore. No one's got Houston. Maybe a couple people might have a Sicily. Impey. A few people might have Cameron, but they probably traded. Watson, side bottom, Jath, Crisp, Deer. Like, oh my God, that is an awful miss from Cholt. Should have easily kicked that. Yeah, like Nick and Josh could easily be on 25, 30 points, but Josh had no impact. He had 4 touches, 3 of them really early, then after that, nothing. And then Nick had like 4 touches in a quick burst and done nothing other than that. So, yeah, very, very disappointing first quarter. I was hoping to be a lot more enjoyable than that, but that's fantasy. That's what happens when you do watch-alongs. We can't really enjoy it too often. Should have looked Josh Dacos' Elizeno. I've still got confidence. He can have a 56-point quarter, right? We know that, but it's certainly not the start that we were hoping for. Bad game fantasy so far, says Will. What a crack game fantasy. Yep, agreed. Lee and Will. Nukes had 40% Tog and outscoring both Dacos brothers. Yeah, right. Yeah, what's he on? Yeah, 19. And he's had 42% game time because he had the HIA. So, yep. Yeah, it's been a shit start. So, hopefully it can go better in the second and third quarters and fourth quarter. Actually, what I've got to do... Actually, I didn't do the thumbnail for the Patreon Q&A. Give me a sec, guys. I'll just quickly do that while I'm on here. Actually, how many you got watching tonight? I haven't even had a look. I haven't had the stream open on my phone, actually. We've still got a decent amount. But if you haven't smashed a like on it yet, please do that. That'd be very much appreciated. We've already got 19. So very much appreciated. I'm just quickly doing the thumbnail for the Patreon Q&A. I forgot to do earlier. I think Brian Myers will be the one that goes on the thumbnail this week. Because he's probably the... Oh, actually, could be... Actually, no, I'll do Jezza in the final game. I'll do Myers for this one, then Jezza in the last round. All right, bear with me, guys. Just doing one quick thing for our thumbnail. So I'll be done in like 2 seconds. Nick gets the tackle and Warple somehow kicks it to a Hawks player. Yeah, Lee, I know. Exactly. Yep, that's how fantasy works. Are you going to be doing any other watch songs for AFLW? Probably not. Probably not at this stage. There'll be content though for it though. Crom for flag bales since you're a Crowie. I hope so, Will. I hope so. Love your AFLW team bales. Similar structure to mine for sure. Thank you, Corey. Appreciate that. I'm hoping it can go pretty well. I'm hopeful to win a hat. Are you out of trades in Supercoach? Bales will still have some. I think I've got one in RDT and Supercoach, I reckon. So I'm not sure what I'll do with that one. But yeah, we don't have... there's not many. Only one for each. So it'll be an interesting finish. But obviously I don't take those two as seriously as fantasy. RDT a little bit more than Supercoach just because I think I'm in the top 100 for RDT actually because I just do the same trades pretty much as though in there and fantasy as well. So I'll still been a good year in RDT. I'll take it. Almost done this as well, guys. Cool. Alrighty, that's done. Why is that Myers photo so blurry? Oh, there we go. I was going to say that was incredibly blurry. Cool. Alrighty, that's done. And I'll put that on the Patreon Q&A and then that'll be all fixed up. No, come on, stupid computer. I think they're talking about the Jeremy Howe concussion. Now, it'd be interesting to see what they say. Yeah. Oh, geez. That's a big hit, that one. Wasn't deliberate by anyone, I don't think. Almost looked like Newcomb was bracing and not wanting to bump. I'm not sure what they said there, but Caleb, it's crazy how much Josh Dacos moves into the midfield benefits Houston. He's already beat last week's score. Yep, yeah, and I guess something to watch for next year, right? Could be a cheeky option to look at. Could be someone that's a bit cheaper that we do have a look at. Might copy AFLW fantasy team because I have no idea. Says, well, I've already made a couple of changes, so like that's not going to be the final team I have. It's just the team I had on the Monday. Good job to still have a trade left, mate. Well managed. Just Planet Ocean. Oh, thanks, mate. Yeah, I don't take it too seriously. I just make some trades I like, and that's it. So Nick Dacos starting on the ground for this quarter. Could Junkley be a sneaky VC pod? 130 against the Swans last time. No Neil means McCluggage. Ashcroft could cop tag many more mark share dunks. Yeah, yep, for sure. That's something that could happen. So free kick to Meek against Darcy Cameron. Cool, there we go. And the thumbnail was updated for the Patreon Q&A. So that is all set and done. Actually, I've got to check as well how that multi's going. I think I'd Nick for 30 and Josh for 25, so that's not looking too great at the moment. But I wouldn't risk missing out on other options, says Will. Corey, it looks similar to McLean one a few weeks ago. Yeah, it did actually. Jeez. Oh no, free kick for Nick. Was that a high fend off? So does Nick get the tackle? Like Nick tried to tackle and it was a high fend off. So does he get the tackle? That'll be the interesting thing, actually. Let's have a look. Let's have a look and see if he gets the free kick. So I'm not sure. So I think is Josh Dagos starting on the bench now? So I don't see Josh on the ground. Oh no, there's Josh there. Josh should get it. +6 for Josh. Yes, that's what we need. More of that. Josh Dagos +6. So Nick didn't get the tackle, but Nick's also got another mark here. So Josh to Nick, +6 each. So we like to see that. Hopefully a bit more of that in this second quarter would be nice. What is your captains this week, says Will. I'll be uploading the captains video probably once this is done. I'll probably record it, then upload it tonight. So probably be up at about 11 p.m. just because then people got all day tomorrow to watch it. But I've currently got Grundy captain, Naz VC at the moment. But I do like Baz, so I've considered... It's literally been rotating between those three. Baz VC into Naz or Naz VC into Grundy. That's what it's been rotating between. So we'll see what I end up with, but that's what I've looked at. Josh to Nick, love to see it. Says, I know agreed. Kobe Pember, if you could only play one format of fantasy... There you go. How going off to the hospital? He looks okay. He's talking to the doctors and everything, so he looks all right. Obviously, just not great that he got the concussion. There's Josh with a handball. Josh will get another disposal here, another handball. Oh, not a great handball. Straight to Ginnivan, and then Ginnivan to side bottom. So a few turnovers in a row. Good kick to Schultz. Yeah, if you could only play one format of fantasy, what would it be? AFL Fantasy, Real Dream Team Supercoach Draft League. AFL Fantasy for me, definitely. It's my number one. Here's Josh does another +6. So Josh has had a good start the quarter. He's had a couple of +6s, couple of disposals. He had 4. I think he's had 4 touches already in this quarter alone. It's good. Good starts the quarter. Nick's been involved as well, and that's what we were hoping for after a pretty lackluster first quarter. Just got back. Is Josh was playing mid or back? A bit of both, Dylan. He looks like he's playing back at the moment, but he was in the midfield in the first quarter, so it might just be a bit of a sort of shared role. So there you go. Josh and Nick are both up to 31 points. So they started poorly in the first quarter, but they're now both nearly the top scoring players on the ground. So they've just gone, oh, good mark by Kaushadir. I saw that come in from Will saying, dear, great mark. And then he literally took it as you saw it pop up. No, very good mark. What about Holmes' limits? Yeah, he's in the top 5. I think he's number 5, I reckon, from the list I did before. Surely Baz has died out a bit compared to early in the year, says limits. And that's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm thinking I'm going to go Naz into Grundy, just because he hasn't had that same ceiling. But I think he's still a good option. Is VC right? It's a free hit. You can have a look. Holmes, great option, says Will. Yep, I agree. Oh, good mark there to Lloyd Meek in the goal square. Or has Darcy Moore got it? No, Meek's got it. Hey, Bars, AFLW question. Which 3 rucks are you most keen on at the moment? Bruce says Brisbane Bloods. Very good question, mate, because I feel like the rucks have been really, really hard to pick. Strom's someone I've definitely been looking at a lot. So expensive, and ruck scores are down. So I just wondered, do I not pay up for a Ali Morfitt, Matilda Schultz, probably the 3 on field I'm tossing up between. Like, I have also dabbled with potentially an Alice Edmonds or a Jess Allen, but I just don't know if there's any upside at all. Whereas at least with a Matilda Schultz, there is some upside. It's a tricky one, right? Like, and if Liz McGrath's name's solo, do I go her as my R1 and just save as much as possible? So it's really tough. But they're probably the ones I'm looking at, Brisbane Bloods. Where were we? Is Fort an easier Rutt matchup than Big O? If so, Rutt Pig could go crazy as has. I think it is. No Laddams as well. Darcy Fort solo. I think Grundy could have a big one. I kind of hope Naz and Grundy are owed quiet ones. I hope not Kobe, because I want one of them to go big, so I'll have both as my VC and C, so I hope that they both can go well. Naz is safe to score 110, 120 this week, which is why I VC'd Nick tonight, as Naz is my C. So yeah, not a bad call. I think Naz has got a big ceiling, so that's why I'm fine putting him VC against Richmond. But I'm also looking at a Marshall as well as a VC, right? Marshall could go big. He's got the ceiling. Could have a massive game. So Dylan Moore was in that CBA there. So that's something to watch. He was in the CBA. So it looks like Semichel might use a few of these guys a bit more in the midfield. Newcomb again. Hey, Bars, love the content. Thank you, mate. Thanks, Daniel. Butters to Holmes. Yep. Or Parker to Matt Kennedy. Ooh, I think Butters to Holmes get that massive shook hit against the Bombers, I reckon. And there's Dylan Moore lining up for goal. Comes back off 112, 132, then dry, but then versus Bombers 136 last time. Yeah, Will, that's about Baz there. If McGrath was solo, I would have picked her for sure. We'll have to see, right? More goal, people are saying in the chat. So another goal to Dylan Moore. So Hawthorn are stretching this lead out. I think I went Collingwood by 20, but the way it started, it's not been a good start for Collingwood. Dylan Moore owner's kiss says has. Oh, he started well. What's he up to now? Up to what, 40 odd, wouldn't he? 40, 42, 43, something like that. There we go. Up to 40. Sicily's also had a good start. I think I had Dylan Moore for 15 touches in my multi, so I'll take that. Butters to Myers and Warner to Jezza. Yep. Or would you trade Steele to someone 970? I'd probably trade Steele instead of Warner. I'd just hold Warner. Butters to Myers is good. Steele to someone around 970 is probably what I'd look at doing, Harry. So if you don't have Whitfield, he could be the pick, but there's a few other ones as well. What are you watching on, Bales? I'm like 20 seconds in front of you. On KO. So KO is normally 20 seconds behind. Will says Nick. So does Nick get something here? Oh, here goes Dacos with a kick. And my check, good mark. So Collingwood need this one. Daniel, thanks, Bales. Baz or Hones VC. Also, who's your favourite captains this week? Sorry if you've answered your favourite captains already. No, I haven't. My captains video will be uploading after the watch-along tonight. I've currently got Baz higher, but it's like Baz at 3 and Holmes at 5. Actually, no, he'd be at 4, I reckon. Baz at 4, I think. I think Baz went down a spot because Grundy's solo. So I think I got Grundy at 3, Baz at 4, and then Holmes at 5. So they're all close together. Also, who's your favourite captain? I literally said that. But yeah, so I'd probably go Baz. I think he's got the higher ceiling, but Baz or Holmes, both good options, I think. So you could go either or. What do you got? 25 likes. So appreciate everyone that smashed a like on the video. James Madison suffered an ACL injury. Damn it. That's unfortunate for Madison. If anyone that follows the Premier League. Actually, did anyone my tipping comp? Did anyone go Hawthorn? Let me have a look. A few tips. Okay, so someone. Oh, no. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people went Hawthorn. Interesting to see. No tackle for Dacos again. Just again, the Hawthorn player getting rid of it. Darcy Moore going to Crisp. You had Josh Dacos for a handball, mate, and you sold in Crisp into trouble. I don't get these players that sell their teammates into trouble. I just don't understand. I really don't. Geez, Dillamore again, +6. He's racking them up at the moment. There's Amon for a +6 as well. No, +5. We've got the handball to Impey. And then Meek for a +6. No, +5. He gave it to Newcomb. And Nash lining up for goal. Let's do a refresh again. So yeah, Moore's up to 46. Newcomb up to 38 as well. See, where's this been from Newcomb all year? Like, he finally decides this is the game that he's going to pull his finger out when no one's got him anymore. Meek's having a good game as well, so if you held him, you'd be happy with that start. I think there was someone in the Patreon Q&A that I said I'd trade Meek, but whether they did or didn't is another question. There's Darcy Cameron with a mark on the line. So Nick 34, Josh 31. Nick for a +6 here. Yep. We'll take that. So Nick would be up to 40 now. I think, is Josh on the bench? Good kick to Quainer. Josh must be on the bench because I don't see him. Unless he was on the open side for a switch. Yeah, oh no, there's Josh. He must have been on the other side because he's on Ginnivan at the moment. So Josh is playing in defence at the moment. Bell's top 5 captains, right? 1 is Nasai, 2 Baz, 3 Marshall, 4 Grundy, 5 Holmes. Well, Will, that's almost pretty much on what mine are. I've got Nasai number 1, Marshall 2, Grundy 3, Baz 4, and Holmes 5. I just think Grundy against Brisbane with no McInerney against Fort could have a big game. Dillmore either goes 140 or 60, so looking big, says Haz. He's had a good start. There's Dillamore again. Another snap. Gets the kick there. Out of bounds. Damn, tried to guess. But you pretty much all you had to do was put was just Marshall at 2 and then Baz. Well, it was just those middle 3, right? But I had Naz at 1 and Holmes at 5. But I'm still tossing up. Does Marshall go number 1? I guess Heath being there still, but you'd think that he's got the biggest ceiling out of anyone there. There's Nick. Don't know if we got a kick or anything there. So I'm still tossing up, yeah, Nasir and Marshall for me are the 2 ones I'm tossing up. Because Marshall's got a massive ceiling. But also, like, Nasir's got a big ceiling, well, right? But he's got to play amazing. See that thing? Here's Josh Dagos with a handball. Gives it to his brother. So it looks like Josh and Nick are passing into each other a lot tonight, which is good to see. More another tackle, says Haz. Must have been from just before. I wish Marshall, Nasir and Sinclair weren't the same team, says Will. Yeah, Sinclair's not a bad call lead this week. That's a good kick to Elliott. That's a mark. Got to pay that. Would you go Marshall, Gawn, Cherry, or Grundy for game day squad? I've gone Marshall and Grundy. Cherry's a good pod, but I've gone Marshall and Grundy. I think they're the 2 best options this week. More captain options without, says Will. Oh, mate, you have to just tune in. You have to tune into the video, mate. Because if I tell everyone now on the watch along, no one's going to tune to the video, are they? So you got to tune into the video. But they're the top 5. And then if you want some other options, then there is where you can go. I probably didn't need to say the order either. But there you go. I'll give everyone the top 5 order. But if you want the top 10 and my in-depth thoughts about it, then check the captain's video out after. Is that a goal for Elliott? No, goal umpire's got no idea. Looking around, has got no idea what he's going to do. Do you think Bazin and Grundy or Nasai, says Harry? Well, I've got Nasai higher than Grundy, so I'd probably have to say Nasai. I think that's just touched. Let's refresh this again. So Nick's 43. So I did count that tackle, that kick that he got off the ground. Wasn't sure if they pay that. Josh Douglas up to 33 as well. I think Josh has just come to the bench as well. But at least Nick's scoring well. Low scoring fantasy game, like Dylan Moore's obviously going really well on 56. There's Lipinski with a handball. Elliott. No, it's hooked it too far. Another behind. So the same scoring shots now. It's just 10 points difference. Hawthorn leading. How much is Derby expected to ruck compared to Dunlop? Dunlop scores 61 with 16 here compared to 11 in the practice game. It looks like Dunlop will be the main ruck, I reckon. Brisbane Blood. So I've got Dunlop as my R2 at the moment on the bench. There. So don't know if I'd play her on field, but I've currently got her on the bench. But I just wonder, could you go McGrath and Dunlop as your two rucks? If that was that's only if McGrath's solo, but it's just if it fails, where are you going? That's my concern with the rookie rucks. Whereas if you start a more expensive rate, you can always go down. So we've got 9 minutes to go in the first half. Still plenty of time for some more fantasy points. There's Newcomb again. Newcomb with a handball. Can Dunlop be on field, or is the scoring too risky? Could you go Dunlop on field and McGrath on the bench? Like you could, and it would be better if McGrath was named solo, right? But the only worry with that is like if it goes wrong, how are you going to be able to fix it up? That's my worry. Whereas if you go a more expensive ruck, you can always go down in the first week. One of your trades can go like a Morfitt or a Schultz or someone like that down to a McGrath if you don't start her, and then go that way. That's probably what I'm going to go. I'm probably going to start a safer ruck, and then if it goes well, I might be able to go down. Whereas I'm probably not going to start it at this stage, but you never know. I'll have more of a think about it and see team sheets. So Gold to Gunston, so 16 points for Hawthorn. Really, I don't know if I want Collingwood or Hawthorn to win, I probably want Collingwood because I tipped them, right? But, yeah, frustrating start for Collingwood. So Newcomb's up to 40. Hopefully Josh Douglas comes back on now and can get to near a 50 at halftime. I've got Strom currently. Just think if she keeps scoring like she did last season, it will be impossible to get up to her. It's a good point, Elizeno. I guess I just worry with the new rule changes, like they're not going to wait for rucks to ball it up. Holding the ball has changed a bit as well. It's a lot stricter. Just wonder if Strom can keep up that 112 average. Whereas like you look at like your Marinoffs, your Riddells, your Garners, midfielders like that you'd think will be able to keep up that sort of scoring. Don't know if Josh came back on. I didn't actually see if he was in the midfield or not. So Membry will be lining up for goal. How is that a free kick to Hawthorn? What on earth have they paid that for? No, Josh Douglas is back on. I can see him there up against on Ginnivan at the moment. So May with the Howe injuries down at half back again. No tackle for Josh again. I feel like the Dacos brothers have been stitched up with tackles tonight. Like the Hawthorn players been able to handball or kick to a teammate. It's really frustrating. Houston, that is an awful kick. Why would you not handball to Nick Dacos, who is only a couple of metres away from you? He has had such a shit year, Dan Houston. Everyone saying that he's some A-grade player. I bear to differ based on what I've seen this year. That is a shocking kick. If most rucks are going to regress with the rule adjustments, could you go one of the cheaper rucks who will hopefully average 50 instead of paying for someone priced at 80 for them to drop to 65? Yeah, no, it's a good point, Bruise and Bloods, for sure. And that's why I've considered it, right? That's why I'm considering it. But at the moment, I think I've got Matilda Schultz sitting out at the moment, but it's been Strom, Schultz, Morfitt, switching between the two. Switch between the three, sorry. And there's a goal for Mitch Lewis, so it's out to 22 points now. Starting to annoy me a bit now. I'm not a huge fan of Hawthorn, if I'm being completely honest. Not a huge fan of Collingwood either, right? But I think I like Collingwood more than Hawthorn, to be honest. Houston's been really bad this season. If he shows anything in the pre-season next year, he'll be in a lot of teams. Harry Thomas, he left Port because of his girlfriend. They broke up, came back to Port. Mate, please, you're useless there. Is Josh Dose in your fantasy team passes Dylan? Yeah, he is. Yep, I've got the Dacos brothers in my team. They're the only two I've got playing tonight. And Josh is more unique, so I'd like Josh to put up a good score. I'd like, if I can get, so I'm 2,706. I don't know if I can get into the top 2K this week, but that's been the goal for the back part of the year to get there. So, like, I'd love to finish top 1,000, but I'd have to have probably a monster week in the last 3 weeks for that to be a possibility. So neither Nick or Josh are in that CBO there. So Josh is on the ground, obviously, still, but is that a Mark Tachol? My God. Collingwood are not playing well at all. Hawthorn dominating them at the moment. Damn, this game sucks, says Sultan. Yeah, yep. Yeah, it's not the most enjoyable game I've watched. I thought it was going to be a good game of footy, but I don't know, it just hasn't really been that. Pie's just giving 3 points away now. Yep, well, if they drop this game, then they're in all sorts. Funny enough, though, if Collingwood were to drop this game, and the Crows won the weekend, then we've almost got top 2 locked up. It's only Geelong and Brisbane that could be the... Actually, to be fair, if we were to lose next week to Collingwood, Brisbane and Geelong, I think, would go above the Crows, I think. If we got a game... I think we've got a game clear of Geelong. So, no, we'd be second. But if Collingwood were to lose this game, we'd be in a good spot to hold top 2. So, hello, sir. How's things? How you going, Daniel? Hope you're going well. Just feeling tired at the moment. Don't know why. Probably the game's not really interesting me too much. But I've had games where I've had no one in the game and it's been more interesting. But there you go. But as always, if anyone's a fan of motorsport or anything like MotoGP, F1, Supercars, anything motorsport, check out Let's Talk Motorsport on YouTube. Go give them a subscribe. Loving this Collingwood downfall last few weeks. Whole country should be bar the surprise supporter, says Oak. Nick's back on. So Nick with a handball. And then Sidebottom with a 20-metre handball that made no sense because there was no one there. There's Josh, fumble, so nothing there. And, of course, there'll be a Dylan Moore tackle. Hawks are worse. Oak says Sultan. I think Hawthorn are worse. I don't like Hawthorn. I'm just not a fan. This whole Hollywood Hawks and thinking that they're the best team in the comp and everything. I was very, very happy when we beat them last week. Put it that way. There's Josh Dacos handball. If Pies lose this, what are the chances of missing top 4, says Troy. It's a big chance of missing top 4 if they lose this, because if they are to lose to Crows next week or whatever, then they're going to be in trouble to be top 4. If they win against Crows next week, then maybe they're still in it, but they want to win this one and not have to worry about winning next week. They're just running all over at the moment. It's just handballs from Hawthorn and just getting past them all. You can have that big week and crack the 2K bars. Your team is strong. My round 20 rank was 40. Didn't see it coming. Rank 1650, says Planet Ocean. Thank you, mate. Yeah, I hope so. It'd be a pretty good result considering how tough the first half of the season was. The second half of the year's been good. Just wish I had a better starting team. My starting team was what let me down. No Levi, no Lindsay. Starting Stewart over Siren Holmes. Not having Chera. And I was like some of these guys like Nasir and Chera, I was really hot on. Like I wanted to start them, and I don't know why I didn't. Like that's the thing that makes me. I've just sort of wondered why didn't I start them. See, Collingwood just got no fluency with their play at the moment. They're just trying to hack it forward, hack handballs to teammates. It's just not working. There's Sicily with a kick. There's Lloyd Meek again. Is in their current form, Collingwood are not likely to win the Flaters, Alexander. Oh, the way they're playing, no, currently, no, they're not. And here's Chol again. Geez, Collingwood are awful at the moment. This will make it a 34-point lead. And I felt like Collingwood were right back in it like 10 minutes ago. Josh Tagos handballing it a lot more tonight, says Dylan. Yeah, he's not kicking it as much. More going to be 70 plus at halftime, Nut says Has. Yeah, 67 for Dylan Moore. Really frustrating that he's now deciding to pop a good score. So Nick's up to 45. Josh is up to 35. So they both had amazing starts to the quarter. They both were on 31, and they haven't done much since because Hawthorn are just dominating at the moment. It's been incredibly frustrating to watch. It's just been so boring. I was hoping that they'd perform a little bit better. Oh, the 4 tall forwards are working at the moment because I've seen all of Chol, Deer, Lewis and Gunston. Like they've all had some impact on the game. So I think it might work for them because they've got Ginnivan, they've got Watson, they've got McDonald, they've got Moore. Like they've got the mix of talls and smalls in the forward line. So I think it can work. But like I think Jeremy Howe being injured is why Josh Davis is playing defence. So I think he was going to play midfield tonight based on seeing it, but with Ned Long being the sub and being subbed in, I think that probably put an end to those plans early in the game. I don't know where's Lipinski? That should be deliberate. It won't be because there was a couple people right there, but I didn't think he had any intention to keep that in, to be honest. 2 minutes 40 to go. And don't even have a player over 50 yet. Where's Nick at the moment? Is Nick on the bench again? Or is he forward? There's Josh again. And again, it's going to be a free kick to Hawthorn. Free kick Hawthorn. God, they get so many free kicks. There's no surprise that they're number one for frees in the AFL. And here's Newcomb again. Yeah, good on you, mate. It's taken you 50,000 years to finally decide to start scoring well in fantasy. This game's been frustrating. Incredibly frustrating. And that looks like that'll be a behind. No, Meek's marked on the line. Of course he has. Jeez, this is so frustrating. And all those coaches that traded out Meek, it was a good decision. And you're just being shat on with the fact that he's actually having a good game. Another goal to Hawthorn. Geez, this is a drubbing at the moment. 40 points at the moment. God, I really want Collingwood to come back and beat Hawthorn. I really don't want Hawthorn winning this game. There you go. So what? Nick Dagos is the only Collingwood player over 36. Then you got Darcy Cameron, Josh Dagos, Brody Myercheck. But everyone else is not doing well at all. They aren't missing either. They are missing either for Dacos, says Harry. I'm not sure what are you saying there, Harry? Trade out Meek. Why does this always happen, says Dylan. Yep, I know, mate. He shouldn't be scoring this well in a matchup against Darcy Cameron, but yeah, Nick Douglas on the bench. He's been on the bench twice this quarter. What is with the low game time? Like he had low game time the first quarter, albeit because of the with the concussion for Howe, but get him on the ground. You're not going to win the game, Craig, by leaving Nick Dacos on the bench so much. Like, seriously. and get Josh Dacos in the midfield. Like, put someone else back there. Like, Perryman, what is that? What is that sort of kick? Like, what are you possibly achieving by just trying to kick it 2 meters ahead of you? Would have thought you'd want the Hawks to lose, so Crows cement top spot. Oh, no, I do want the Hawks to lose, unless you mean you want Collingwood to lose. But I do want Hawthorn to lose. I want Collingwood to win. They just look so dysfunctional at the moment. Like, they don't look at like scoring at all. Oh my God, just realised it's half-time. 35 for Josh Dacos, so grim, says Has. Oh, we know that he can save his score, but it's not been a good start. I thought he's at times tonight, he's looked like he's going to go on and get a good score, but he's scored in bunches at the moment. He does nothing for 10 minutes, and he'll get 20 points very, very quickly. Hoping that he can get a couple of disposals here just to get to 40 at least by halftime. Meant Pies to lose, says Sultan. But if the Crows lose to Collingwood next week, then Brisbane will probably get top spot anyway. So it's like the Crows have to win next week regardless to get top spot. But I guess we'll find out, right? There's McStay, and that's another behind. See what I mean? There's just no fluency with their play. It's just hack kick, trying to just hack it forward, try and see if it gets to a teammate. There's no real passages of play that look like they'll hit a teammate. It's just all chopped up and not looking very good at the moment. Thought Collingwood might have got a last chance there, but no. And here's bloody Meek again with a mark. Unbelievable. What a shit half that was. That was an awful half of football. Not enjoyable in the slightest. Let's go through the scores anyway, because there's not much here. So Meek is on 76. What a load of crap. With 2 goals. When does Lloyd Meek kick 2 goals? So, yeah, anyone that's traded him out, that's not what should be happening. But unfortunately, that is what we're dealt with. 67 for Moore. D'Ambrosio, 54. Newcomb 53, Chol 50. So again, it's a shit fantasy game. Like, it's awful. Like May Dillamore if you've got him, but besides that, Lewis 46, Nick's on 45, Ginnivan 41, Cameron 41, Ward, Sicily 40, Josh Dacos on 35. Yeah, it's just nothing really exciting here. And Ned Long's on 7. He's had 1 handball and 2 tackles in 64% time on ground. He was a sub. Yeah, what a shit game of football to watch. Let me have a look at what that multi was looking like, but I don't think it's going to be anywhere near, because I had Josh for 25 and Nick for 30. Josh needs 15 the second half and Nick needs 19, which can definitely happen, but yeah, not looking very good at the moment. Let me have a look. Let me have a look and see how it is going. I don't think it's going very well at all. No, so Nick for 30 is on 11. Josh for 25 is on 10. Mitchell for 20 is on 7. Sicily for 20 is on 10. Amon for 20 has got 7. Pendles for 20 is on 8. Sidebottom for 15 has got 6. Yeah, there's no way that's getting up. Jeez, that's awful. Alrighty, guys. Well, I'll be back in like 2 seconds anyway. I'm just going to go get a quick drink. Oh, actually, hang on. We've got a few. We've got a fair bit of chat here actually. Actually, no, because we've got a bit of chat. I'll come back and get to this chat when I get back. So give me 2 seconds, guys. I'll be back in a sec. Alrighty, we're back. Let's catch up on this chat that I missed. What are we up to? Don't worry, Freo are going to beat Brisbane, says Sultan. I wouldn't mind if they did, actually. Would help the Crows, that's for sure. Tit Hawk, says Corey. Where were we? Callum Fife, I traded in Meat against Port, then traded him to Gawn the week after, and he's 20 points away from what he scored against Port. Yep. Roy Thompson, my trades are Ralston out and then a midfielder up to a primo. Should I get out Merritt or Butters and who for? What rookies are good for Ralston? Hang on, give me a sec. Dogs have been annoying. Give me a sec. I'll be back. Hang on. Oh, now we're back. Sorry about that. I could just hear dogs in the background just not settling down, so I had to just put them on their beds. Okay, so Riley said, my trades are Rouston out and then a midfield up to a primo. Should I get out Merritt or Butters and who for? What rookies are good for Rouston? Any 230k rooks or even Newen, who's 231, and I'd trade Merritt over Butters, Riley. Matchup has Dillamore against Jacos. Rip, says Has. Elizano Hawks are absolutely dominating. Only 2 common players above 40 points. Darcy Cameron must have got a few points just before the end of the quarter, but not very good. Brisbane Buds, I have to trade Flanders to someone. Which player should I trade into based on who you think I should loot with? McCarthy, Kelly, or Stewart? Which player should I trade him to based on who you think I should loot with? Oh, geez. Can you get anyone other than like a Kelly or a Stewart? I don't want to be playing in these areas. Flanders for me, if I don't know what other trades you're doing, but for me, it's got to be a rookie down and Flanders up. I don't want to be playing around these 600, 700k areas. Well, I think we're past the point of the year where we're playing around with mid-price. I think it's got to be someone up. So if you can do that, Brisbane Bloods, I'll be doing that. I forgot Bales to stream. What did I miss? Not much G-Dot. It's been pretty shit game to watch, to be honest. It's been pretty boring. AFL MTB. Hey, Bales, do I trade out Martin or Petrarca? The one I don't trade out this week would get traded out next week. If I trade Petrarca, I can get Myers, but if I trade Martin, I can only get Neil Bullen. So it comes down to, do you want Petrarca and Neil Bullen or Myers and Martin? It's probably Myers and Martin, you know. Just don't know if I love Martin. That's the only thing. I want Myers, but is there any way you can get Petrarca to Myers? Get Martin to Myers, JAFL MTB. If you can get like Martin and Myers, that's the trade. That's the one. Let's do a quick refresh as well. Let's see if any score updates for anyone. Doesn't look like it. So no, Josh is still on 35. That's, geez, yeah, 35. Like, come on, man. I thought you were better than that. I didn't think he was. I know that. Well, we see Ray can have an 80-point quarter, but Castle Richard Khan, the Hawks, let's go. Oh, sorry, mate. I don't really want don't want Hawthorn winning. Just not a huge fan of Hawthorn personally, but so still a few minutes away before the second half starts. So J for MTB, I can get Martin and Myers, but would mean holding Butters and instead just doing rookie downgrade. I'll do that. JF or MTB. I'll do that. What are your options? You're going Butters to someone, and then what's the other trade? Because I like the rookie down to Martin and Myers. That's what I like. That's what I'd probably do. Ah, damn it. Of course, the queue request expiring soon. I'm going to have to probably do that before the stream ends. Bailsy. That's an interesting one there, Ben. But how are we going? Yeah, not too bad. Been a bit of a boring game of football to watch personally, but we're not going too bad. Just hoping that the second half can be a bit better for the Dacos brothers. Actually, what I'm going to do, give me a sec, guys. I'm going to have to just respond to this team review because there's a couple that will expire before the watch on gets done. I can't afford to let them expire for the Patreon. So I'll be like 2 seconds. We haven't done much this first half. It's been a bit of a quieter night in terms of the chat front, but I'll be back in like 2 seconds. I'm just going to quickly respond to this team review, and we'll be back into the watch song when the second half starts. So give me 2 seconds. Incredible game of football. I think you mean, Lowell, says Custer Riches. Not quite, but probably for you it would be, that's for sure. All right, give me 2 seconds, guys. Be back in 2 seconds. There we go. It was just the one team review because the other ones expire later on. So I'll be able to get to those after on. Riley, cheers, Ham. Who's Ham? There, Riley. Footy Frenzy, Teakle to Jezza and rookie downgrade, or Teakle to Shan Neal and Butters to Hewitt? First option, Teakle to Jezza and a rookie downgrade. About to get underway for the second half. So Nick Dacos, Mitchell, and Crisp are the three mids in there. So we'll see if Collingwood can come back in this second half. So Nick Dacos gets the first kick of the quarter, and he'll get a handball as well. So a couple of touches early for Nick is good to see. I'm not sure if Josh is on the bench or at half back to start the quarter. Just realised I'm 10k off Myers, says AFL MTV. Damn, that's frustrating. So you can't do a rookie all the way down to a 230k player and then go Martin up to Myers. So you're 10k short of doing that, I'm assuming. Probably going to go Butters to Hewitt and Petrarca to Myers this week, then rookie down to Martin to Curtin. Yeah, that's if you can't do the Myers and then a rookie trade JFL MTB, that's probably the move. I'd probably look at doing that there. I think Petrarca will still go okay, but you're getting Myers who will score better. Everyone make sure to like the live, says Dylan James. Yep, no, if you are enjoying the stream, make sure you do smash a like on the video. That'd be very much appreciated. Bale's thoughts on rookie down and Teakle to Jezza, says Ben. Yep, I like that trade. You've got to get rid of Teakle as well. So, yep, good trades there. There's the sick dog with a kick, and Frampton will intercept that. There's Mitchell. So, I think Josh Dacos is on the bench to start the quarter, which is interesting. I actually know he might be on the other side. That might be him on the other side. Short to side bottom. Thinking VC Holmes or Jez into Nasai. I'd go, VC Holmes into Nasai seems pretty good to me. You got Nick short. No, side bottom's going long. I just don't understand. What are you doing? Kicking straight to Tom Barrass when you've got Nick short. Makes no sense at all. Collingwood just do that so much in the last month, and it's really annoying to watch. They just bang it long all the time. And how can you kick it into the middle and Massimo D'Ambrosio is the one that takes the intercept mark? Probably the smallest guy on the field. Collingwood are shit at the moment. They really are. Holy crash out, says Riley. Mate, there's no crash out. There's no crash out here, to be honest. You haven't. If you're thinking that's a crash out, you haven't seen many of the watch-alongs because we've had a lot bigger crash outs, that's for sure. And Nick Dacos with a kick. Take that. Man, I love Frenton, says Has. Troy, can David King stop calling Dacos a little champ, says Troy. Not sure. He probably won't, but you don't think Jezza will attract more attention and Neil will do well? Last two averages 108. Yeah, but I don't love getting Shannon Neal in, and I'm not a big fan of that one. Here's Dylan Moore again. And then Chol's got... No, mate. McStay's done well there. Now, Josh, can you get a tackle or something here? No, you can't. So Josh is going to get a kick here. So first touch for Josh for a while. Did you release Captain's Video, says Footy Frenzy? No, that'll be after the watch-along tonight. I wanted to see what the team selections and that were today. Changed a tiny bit after that, and then I just wanted... I didn't have time to record it before the watch-along, unfortunately. Crash out was the Josh Dacos game, says Corey. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Collingwood playing like a bottom 4 team right now. Bang it long and pray, says Elizeno. Yep, mate, that is very well said there. That's pretty much what it's like at the moment. Who's your VC and C at the moment, says Footy Frenzy? I've currently got VC Nasai into Grundy as my captain at the moment. That's what I'm looking at doing. Here's Nick Dacos with a handball. That'll be deliberate, I reckon. Yeah, Nick's being pinged for deliberate. How's Jogos still on 35? I just haven't refreshed it, but he should be on 38 because he definitely got a kick. Yeah, he's on 38. Nick's on 52, but he gave away that insufficient intent one, so that'll be a free kick against him there. And Newcomb again. They are absolutely smashing Collingwood at the moment. Collingwood are playing dog shit at the moment. It'd be nice to get a good game of football on a Thursday or Friday night where two teams actually play well. Like, it's always like, we always talk about, great game of footy on the Thursday, and it never delivers. Like, last Friday night was good, but of all the other Thursday, Friday night games, they are just awful. Like, what is this for a Thursday night game? If you're a Hawthorn fan, you're loving it, but everyone else is just like, what is this? What Watchalongs are this weekend, says Dylan. Probably tomorrow night we'll probably do one. And then Saturday we'll probably do one as well. I might do one of Friday or Saturday maybe. We'll see how we go. Just if I just want to have a night off. But at the moment we'll probably do one Friday and Saturday. So we can do either, but whether we get both or not, I'm not sure. Collingwood to miss top 4 now, I feel, if they lose this week, says Corey. And they're going to lose percentage as well with this. So that could be a tackle for Nick Dacos, potentially. Just need bloody Josh to get involved. Like, he's had one kick this quarter and just hasn't looked like it. Essendon tomorrow night will probably be worse than this, says Oak. That's what I mean. Like, it's probably going to be an absolute bloodbath. I don't know if I want to do a watch along for it, to be honest. Even though I have got Baz, I got Holmes, I got Myers, it's going to be hopefully a good game for fantasy, but consider Dogs winning by an absurd margin, says Oak. You mean the Cats, I think you mean Oak there. And could lose to Adelaide next week, says Corey. Well, I hope that Collingwood will lose to Adelaide next week, obviously, as a Crows fan, but I guess we'll see. There's Sicily with another +6. So Sicily's played well, I think. Isn't Sicily going all right with... He's up to over 50, so... Sorry, I worded that question earlier about Flanders very bad. I've Cherrett Anderson and Flanders as my 23rd, but who to trade him to is based on who I should loot with. I've got Kelly, McCarthy, and Stewart on field, so I can either get 835k mid or defender, but who... Oh, that is such a shit handball there. So they get 835k mid or defender, but who do you think is the looping priority of the three? Probably Stewart, because if there's an early injury, probably loop Stewart. That'd be what I'd say. If Collingwood lose their last 2 games and Freo Giants win all their games, Collingwood could finish 9th, says Alessandro. Yeah, Collingwood got Melbourne, though. I don't see them losing to Melbourne. Need Josh Douglas to get another 80-point quarter, says Dylan. Oh, yeah, I think that's what we need at the moment, to be honest. I think that's definitely what we need. And Gunston, that's a goal. Don't know why. It's hit Collingwood by 20. There's no hope of that. I'd almost say it's almost game over. It's 50 points. I think Doggies, Dockers and Giants fans are all sitting at home pretty disappointed because they were hoping Collingwood could beat Hawthorn. Because all Hawthorn really needed to do was win one of their remaining... Well, one of the hard games against Collingwood and Brisbane. It looks like they're going to be winning tonight. So, Super Huey captain option since I'm going him at the moment. No, I wouldn't, to be honest. Just... miss, I need Dacos. Kicks, says Harry. So yeah, Nick did get that tackle from before as well. So he's up to 56, which isn't too bad, but Josh is on 38. They need to get Josh out of defence, put him into the midfield. Like, you need to come back from this. You're 50 points down and you're keeping Josh Dacos in defence when he's played well. There's Nick with another handball. When Josh has played well in the midfield in the past and they go, no, let's keep him half back. Let's not change anything at all and let Hawthorn continue doing what they're doing because the way it's going, this game's done. And here you go, Hawthorn again. Well, Josh is on the bench at the moment anyway. I don't see him on the ground. Oh, my God. Frampton missing a 5-metre. And this is why I think Frampton is shit. This is why the Crows got rid of him. It's why the Port got rid of him. Like, he can't even execute a 2-metre handball. Like, seriously. Like, Darcy Moore dropping an easy mark. What is that? Collingwood going to do that thing, not worried, says Has. Honestly, what is Ned Long doing? Just use him as a tagger at this point. Yeah, Ned Long's been shit since midway through the year. He's done nothing. Here's Nick Dacos for a +6. That is a strong handball for Frampton, not AFL standard. He's not an AFL player. No, I don't think he is either. Like, Nick's got nothing to go to. No one is offering him anything. There's Ned Long with a +6. +5, mate. They actually got a handball. Josh Douglas has just come back on the ground as well. Good pick-up. Got the handball, but turned it over to Scrimshaw. So even Josh Douglas is turning the ball over at the moment. He's up to 40, but, geez, 40 is not a good score. Need him to take a mark and kick a goal. That's what you need. Pison in Sylvania at this rate, says Will. Yeah, I think they do. How isn't Josh Douglas taking kick-out, says Dylan. Because I think they heard all the media, so they're trying to get Dan Houston all the ball. But normally, Josh Douglas is the guy that marks in the pocket from the kick-outs, but hasn't been doing that tonight. Bells, who should I trade in out of Holmes, Ash, Nando, Heaney, Richards, and Steele? Not Richards, not Steele. Geez, Mrs. Houston. Houston gets, so here's Dacos with a kick. That's Josh. And he's going to his brother, who doesn't mark it. God, Nick can't tackle, can he? He really can't. Every time he goes to tackle, it's just nothing. That'll be a high free kick to Hardwick. But yeah, not Steele, not Richards. Probably not Nando with the tag. Probably not Heaney. So it's probably Ash or Holmes. It's got to be Holmes, I think. So it's definitely got to be Holmes, G. Josh Davis +3, says Will. Yeah, he got the kick from before. That's a tackle for Josh Dacos. That should be holding the ball. Surprised that wasn't called. Here's Josh Does with a handball again. So Josh Does got a tackle and a handball there, which is nice. So I think that moves him up to 49, if I'm not mistaken. He's currently on 43, but they haven't added the tackle or the handball there. Geez, they haven't had the tackle. He's on 45. How have they missed that tackle? I'm going to rewind that in a sec. That's surely a tackle. And if Gunston marks this, I'm definitely rewinding. No, he didn't. That was a tackle surely for Josh Dacos. He tackled the guy and the guy dropped the ball. There's Pendles with a +6. Is that Josh Dacos there? No, Darcy Moore. Why was Josh Dacos standing on a wing? There's Elliott from the boundary. Yeah, I'm going to quickly rewind that, actually. I want to see that tackle again. So, okay, so Josh Doe's got the handball there. All right, so Brass kicks it. I'm convinced that this is a tackle. Yeah, Lewis. Yep. So Josh Dacos tackles him and Lewis drops the ball. How's that not a tackle? Has to be a tackle. I hope that they add that because that is shocking if they don't add that as a tackle. Am I the only one? Hones with a Jordan tag next week though, says G. JS 45. Collingwood don't even look like kicking another goal. Outrageous, says Will. Yet they didn't pay the tackle. Went to a Hawks player. They didn't count at Bales. Well, they should be because that shouldn't be a Hawks tackle because Mitch Lewis had the ball. What is a tackle these days? I don't know what a tackle is anymore because they don't pay the ones that are tackles. Like it's a joke. Same with Nick's other one that didn't get added, says Lee. Yep, yeah, Champion Data are shit. They don't know what they're doing, and they're the official bloody stats keepers, and they're the ones that bloody dictate whether you go well at fantasy or not each week with the stats adding. Like, it's an absolute joke. Josh Jones isn't even marking it from when someone takes kickouts. No, he's not. Yep. It's been shit so far. Dungy tell him, says Will. I just don't know how that's not added as a tackle. Like, Mitch Lewis has the ball, Josh Does gets him, and he drops the ball. Like, if that's not a tackle, I don't know what is. I just don't. Well, to say that Collingwood needed that is an understatement. They need probably another 3 or 4 of those at least before three-quarter time. They have to add that, says Harry Thomas. Yeah, well, I guess we'll see, right? Deal wouldn't matter. They wouldn't pay in the +6 anyway, says Has. Yeah, I guess we'll see if they add it right, but it's a joke if they don't. How's Tom Mitchell not kicked it to Josh Dacos? Like, he's standing there free. At this rate, they wouldn't give Dacos a goal, says Will. But Josh Dacos should be in the midfield. I'm sorry. Like, Collingwood need to win the game. No use leaving him at half back. So Nick's on the bench and he's getting his neck attended to. So here we go. Here's a Dacos niggle. It's not going well for Collingwood. So Dacos has come off with a little niggle with his neck. And Perryman's just got the ball and completely hacked it forward. And then Nick's calling to be brought back on again. He's come back on again. So he's off for like a minute. Interesting bench rotation. So is Josh playing forward at the moment? I think Josh is playing forward at the moment. Because he's not in defence and he wasn't in the midfield for that stoppage area. So, like, he's playing forward. Why are we playing Josh Dacos forward? Well, in other words, that's going to be a shit score incoming. He just got held. How was that not paid? Yeah, I thought that probably wouldn't have been paid, but yeah. Rakeem Danso, do you have Twitch? I do, but I don't use it much at the moment, unfortunately. Sorry, mate. Jacos Wing says Will. Of course he is. So in other words, he's probably going to get to a 60-70 score. That's probably going to be it. God, Nick has been so fumbly tonight. Like, got the handball away there eventually, but it took him 50 years to bloody pick it up. Oh my God, Pies backs look lost more, Frampton and Co. Yeah, they look awful at the moment. And it's not making things better when Josh Dacos is sitting on a wing and he's on the cold wing at the moment because it's being stuck on the far wing at the moment for here. Like, why are we playing Josh Dacos on a wing? Like, he went to half back this year. And here we go. Hawthorn again. Oh, no, it's called play on. I don't know what that was called play on for. Don't know if it was touched off the boot or something, but Gunson up play on battle miss, says Will. Dacos playing that game like Doherty did a few weeks ago, says Corey. Yeah, yep. And this is what annoys me with coaches when they try things, but it's just dumb decision. Why are we moving Josh Dacos to a wing? Like, great call. Let's move one of our best ball users to a wing where you're not going to touch much of it. Good tackle by Nick. That should be rewarded. Like, how long? Like, he's going to get the tackle there because it went to Collingwood, but how long can you have to get rid of it? It's all well and good for Nick to score, but I need Josh to score well as well because Josh Dacos is more of a unique player for me. Nick pinged the not paid. Give Jacos a kick-in, says Has. He won't because he's not playing at half-back, so he won't get kick-ins. Josh looks like he's on the cold wing. No idea why they put one of their best players there, says Elizeno. Yep, agreed. I don't know why. Some of the coaches these days are just so stupid. And normally I think Craig McRae's a good coach, but I'm sorry, you're not. Why are you putting one of your best players on a wing? Makes no sense at all. And he's lost out there. 45 points. He's done nothing. Like, he played so well in the midfield against Gold Coast. He nearly won them the game single-handedly. And you need something if you're any chance to win the game. And you're like, nah, let's not do that. Let's not do it what nearly won us the game against Gold Coast. And let's put him on a wing where he'll have no impact. So Sidebottom is back on. So does that mean that Josh Dagos is not on the wing anymore? Where is he? Okay, Perryman, go to... And you go to Houston. See what I mean? Like, they're going to Houston every time they can, and Houston turns it over. God, he has been shit this year. Dan Houston is an absolute spud. He is so shit. God, Collingwood wasted a bloody heap of money. Port would be laughing at getting rid of him because he is shit. Anyone that says Houston's an A-grader, no way. Craig's fault for Josh Dagos right now, says Dylan. Yep, agreed. Hey, Bales, why does everyone think McRae will be sub? Just because of Steele being sub last week, right? We just don't know what they're going to do. And Gunston, that'll be a goal. Yep, Collingwood is shit. Hawthorn are going to win. Game over. No way they come back from this now. Jam, hey Bales, I'm doing Butters to Myers and Johnson to Newen and VC Holmes and Captain Grundy all run through with you. Yeah, mate, good. I like that. I like those trades. I like it. Watson looking electric tonight, says Corey. Because Steele was sub last week, Stu says Will. Davis now defence on Gunston. Jacobs backline. Josh was wide open. Yep, I know Lee. I know he's open. Yep. We see these things, but these players clearly don't. Steele was sub. What's that got to do with McRae? Or I'm missing something. Oh, no, Stu, more just because everyone was talking about McRae being sub last week, but then it was Steele out of nowhere. So more meaning like, could he be the sub just given to him straight up? Yeah, so Josh Dagos still in defence. So if we're Collingwood, let's not do anything different. Let's keep doing what we've been doing all game. That's why we're losing. And Nick, that's nothing. No disposals there. Like, how about Collingwood are just not wanting to open the ground up at all. They're just stuck on this wing, and they're just not wanting to get it out of there. Crazy that Port actually won that Houston trade the other night. Yeah, I know. Yep. Like, what's Pendle's doing? Like, let's get the ball and hack it forward because that's worked for all game for us. Like, you're lucky that Mychek's been given a free kick. Geez, Josh Dose is going to have to do one of those bloody 50-quarter saves again. 50-point quarter saves to get a decent score again because this has been shit so far. That's a very good kick. And here's Newcomb again. Newcomb deciding that tonight's going to be the night that he's going to have a good game. Geez, Meek is absolutely wide open. This is abysmal football. This is a shit game to watch. Cameron getting killed by Meek tonight. And people have Cameron in the All-Australian conversation, and he's been touted up by Lloyd Meek. And Lloyd Meek's having a good year as well, by the way, but this is shit. Bruce coming on, being subbed on. He did it last time versus Hawthorn, says Harry. Yeah, it's a good point, but Hawthorn were winning. So Hawthorn got smashed that game, and he could chip around, whereas there's going to be no chipping around the last quarter. Another goal. So how has Lloyd Meek kicked 3 goals? Jeez, this is so shit to watch. It really is. Right, and look at Josh. Like, Harry Perryman scoring the same as Josh at the moment. Like, I don't know why Craig McRae's sitting there going, let's leave Josh at half-back and on a wing where he can't impact the game. Put him in the guts. Like, you nearly won the game against Gold Coast that you shouldn't have won because of Josh Dacos. And he started in the midfield. I know Jeremy Howe got injured, but put someone else at half-back. Put Pendles back there. Like, put Pendlebury at half-back. Put Crisp at half-back. You can put anyone else in Josh Dacos' position, and you're leaving him at half-back. I just don't understand. So midfield, Dacos, Mitchell, and Crisp. Okay, yeah, because Crisp is going to be the one that wins you the game. He's a good player, but not in a midfield role. And then you've got Tom Mitchell giving free kicks away all the time at the moment. There's Nick with a handball. So, like, Nick's still scoring well, but Josh is just doing nothing. Oh, Tom Mitchell, that is a shit kick. I know it's going to work. Like, my check got it, but... I don't think I've seen Collingwood play this bad for a long, long time. And the thing that's disappointing is that they're probably going to be breathing fire next week against the Crows. That's fantastic. So, Kaushadir's been subbed out. I should have traded Josh instead of Parker, says Caleb. Yeah. We were never trading Josh Dacos, right? But it's just frustrating as a unique player that he's decided that this is going to be the round that he's going to decide to shit the bed. And it's not all his fault. Like, his coach isn't playing him anywhere where he should be. He should be playing a lot more up the ground and in the midfield. But they're like, no, let's play him at half back because that's worked for us this game. And what? Who's that? Mitch Lewis has got 50 metres of space. And I reckon Josh Davis on the bench again. I reckon that's his second bench stint for the quarter because he's not on the ground at the moment. Last game on a Thursday under 20 points was Essendon and Brisbane. Round 12 was crazy. Oh, no, exactly. And people are like, oh, Thursday night football, we're going to scale it back next year. Like, that's what I think the report was early in the week. No. How about you fixture it properly and actually put some good games of football on for a change? Like, this is a bit of an outlier, this one, because this should be a good game, but it's not. But, yeah, the fixturing team are the ones that it's their fault this year. Almost trading Sicily this week. Probably should have. He's just going to junk up a lot in the last quarter. Yeah, Jake Austin on the bench. Yep. Seriously. And Pete, like, I just want this fantasy season to be over. Like, I really want it to be over. Just not enjoying AFL Fantasy at the moment whatsoever. None of the Magpies kids can play except Josh, but they could try something different. Not sure that stats, but Collingwood seeing a real odd team in average of play, says Kobe. Parent shocking kicks as Will. This is like when North subbed out Will Phillips in 2023. Pies are going to do that thing. Josh, 80-point quarter, please, says Will. I've got a feeling he'll play last quarter in the mids like the Gold Coast game, says Stu. I hope so, but I'm not sure. It's tricky because he has a good matchup. It's coming, Josh. Can we trade him? I'm not going to trade him. I've still got more trust in Josh, but yeah. It's just a very, very shit time to decide to put up a really shit score unless he can save it like he has done a few times. 3/4 time. Got to be good to get this game finished. God, this game's shit. Yeah, that's the AFL's fault, but most of the time, I think it should be a good game. Bells, I know she didn't have the Brie Cone in the AFLW team. Don't trust the midfield role, says G-Dot. No, she's currently sitting in my team now. I've made a couple of changes since the team reveal. Should have looked Jacos with Newen. Yeah, I know. Of course, the one time I say that, back in Josh, I could have looped him as well. I could have put him on the bench and looped him. But I thought, nah, I'll back him in. Yeah. Let's go through the scores. This has been shit. So Meek's on 100. So that's just rewarding all those coaches that traded him out. Seriously. Sicily's on 84. Newcomb 76. Moore 72. Nick's on 72. D'Ambrosio 71. Then everyone else is below 70. It's just a shit game for fantasy. Anytime Hawthorn play, it's not really a good game for fantasy. a lot of shit scores. I know Dawson had a good game last week, but Cameron's on 60. Look at that. Josh Davis on 45. He is in the bottom half of the scorers. I know Ned Long's on 24. That is awful. Yeah, 45. What an absolute load of shit. What? See what I mean? Like Thursday night, a unique I had last week in Tom Green shits the bed. And I'm now going to have another Thursday night where another unique player shits the bed again. Seriously. And people wonder why I hate fantasy at times. I really do. And now I've got to go into a weekend knowing I've had a unique player shit the bed again. Jeff Patricio says Brisbane Bloods. You have to check team reveal, mate. Because I believe she was sitting in there. Josh Davis is a huge hard watch. Oh, mate. He's so hard to watch. He really is. Like he'll score in bunches and then just go missing for 15 minutes. It's unbelievable. I just hope he can get to a respectable 80 score. But I don't want 80s. I'm sick of like having players and going, oh, I want them to get to a respectable 80. No, I want tons. I'm sick of bloody having all these guys in my fantasy team that should put up scores. Like, in our teams, we should be getting more hundreds than sub-hundreds at this point because we've got all premium squads, but we're not. What about the tackle? Yeah, he should have a tackle, but it won't be added because Champion Data don't know what they're doing. Another unique in Dacos, another crap Thursday night again. Yeah, Corey, mate, I hear exactly what you're saying. Yep. Spice take Jacos to have Wang light fourth quarter and kick the winner. Yeah, I'm not sure if that'll happen, but we'll see. Will you give an update on your changes in AFLW fantasy team, says Lee? I'll probably talk about it next week, but I don't want to give too much away. Right, I've done my team reveal, but I don't want to give everyone what my team is to start the year. But I'll probably go through who I've changed and stuff like that. But yeah, I'll probably do like a post on like sometime next week what my current team is. But what another shit Thursday night. Part of me's thinking I didn't even know if I'll do Thursday night watch-alongs the last 2 weeks just because they're just not enjoyable anymore. I love footy, but when I got to do a watch-along and the game's shit, it's certainly not as enjoyable, unfortunately. Love chatting with you guys, but this is just another shit game of football. Like, seriously. Should have looked at Jacos' inconsistency when I got him. Says, well, he hasn't been inconsistent, right? He's had 2 scores in the 80s in the last 5 or 6 weeks. He's turned up in every other game. But he's just playing shit tonight. And Craig McRae keeps throwing him around. Like, literally, it's not hard. Put him in the midfield. Thursday night games are only good if Gawn's playing and you have the VC on him. Any other time is terrible. I can actually feel that, you know. Seriously, what's going on with the Pies, says G. Oh, they're shit. They're playing absolutely shit. It's Essendon on Friday next week again, and Thursday last round is Essendon Blues as well. Well, I'm definitely not doing an Essendon Blues watch-along. That's not happening. I don't even know if I'm going to sit down and watch that game, to be fair. That might be a night where I actually decide to go and do something. Definitely not watching that as a watch-along anyway. Josh Davis always saves his score, fellas. He'll be fine, says Stu. Oh, but there'll be a point in time, though, where he won't save his score. And it could be tonight. I've seen nothing tonight that will suggest that he'll save his score. The standard of teams has dropped too many games, one-sided floggings. Yep. Like, I'm happy with the Crows going well, but that's the only thing from this season that I've been happy with. Everything else has been very subpar. Not going to lie, Mitchell's burning Collingwood, exposed for speed and spread, and they already lack defence with Nick in there, says Jay Sutts. Yep, good point. You're raising good points, Jay Sutts, but clearly Craig McRae's not listening to him. I feel like he's being very stubborn at the moment. I always thought he was a really good coach and would change and do a few different and pull different levers and stuff. But the way they've played tonight, they've been shit to begin with. But last few weeks, they've been stubborn. They've just left the same players in the same positions. They haven't changed anything like for the better. Like, yeah, it's just, yeah. Will you go to any finals in Melbourne if Adelaide are playing, says Fiona? Oh, I'd like to. We'll have to see, Fiona. I'd like to go to the grand final. That's one thing I'd like to do. But I'm going to have to get the bus or the train because I'm not paying $800 one way for a plane ticket. What an absolute joke. So there you go. So midfield, Chris, Pendles and Dacos. Let's change nothing from the first 3 quarters and we'll go with the same 3 again. Like, Nick's fine, but why is Pendles and Crisp in there? Put Pendles to half back. I think Pendles at half back would be actually quite good at the moment. And Crisp as a midfielder is not going to work. Like, no. So McStay's gone into defence. Gee, Warple's not the guy anymore, is he? So is Josh even on the ground? No, I reckon Josh is on the bench again. Jacob's not mids as well. I think he's on the bench. I think Josh Davis is starting on the bench again. Do you reckon Eagles should get priority pick? Says Stu. I don't like priority picks. I don't like the academy stuff. Like, I really don't like how all the draft and everything is completely compromised. Like, it's not really a draft anymore. It's like, oh, who's got the picks and where you landed, because you just. There's Nick Dacos with a kick. I just don't like it. There's like too many father-sons, too many academy picks, too many priority picks, too many compensation picks. I'm sorry. If you look like, I don't know. I don't like really any of the draft system, to be honest. I don't think West Coast should get a compensation pick, but I don't think there should be compensation picks for if you lose a good player. Like, if you lose a good player, well, unfortunately, that's what happens with footy teams. You lose a player, but you got to try and get something else in the door. And you get picks for trading them away anyway. So, yeah, I just don't like any of the system at all. And I heard a good point that Kane Corns, David King were talking about on the Monday, saying that they should get rid of father-sons and that teams should just get them back in a few years' time and actually pay a fair price. And I probably agree with that, to be fair. Like the draft, like look at the draft this year. Everyone's saying it's not the greatest draft anyway, but they're saying that like 12 of the first 17 picks or something are all going to be from academy or father-sons or something. That's, yeah, not good. Naz to the power says, Will, nope, I hope not. Josh on the wing. No, he's definitely not on the wing. I haven't seen him at this quarter. Haven't seen him at all this quarter on the ground. Pennells have a little giggle with Nash, says Has. I think Pies really missing Bobby and Bo. Oh, to an extent, but their ball movement's been shit. Jay Sutts, their defence is so bad, more out of position all night. Houston looks genuinely lost like Schultz did his first year. It's a hard game plan and grasp. Maybe positive to fall forward is Elliott or bust. Corey Bladage, father-son rule should go back to years ago when they had to be third round like Gary Abbott Jr. did. Yep. Daniel's thoughts on Granny Captain being a safe bet in the sire. I've got Granny Captain VC on the sire, so I like either, to be honest, Daniel. Will, they need key position players at both ends. That's why Silvani would be good if they get him. Jacos is on the wing, says Has. Well, I didn't see him on the wing. I saw Lipinski on the wing. Is he on the wing, though? I didn't see him. And if he's on the wing, then Craig McRae might as well just give up tonight. Because it's not a good call at all. So let's put Jack Crisp in the midfield and we'll put Josh Dacos on a wing. What an awful decision. Yeah, I know. I see him now. I see him there, but seriously. Coaches, I sometimes get flabbergasted that they get paid so much money and they can shit the bed all the time. Like, why is Josh Dacos playing on a bloody wing, having no impact on the game, when he nearly won you the game against Gold Coast? You've got recent evidence there of a player that can actually highly impact the game. And we'll go, no, let's chuck him out on the cold wing. We'll chuck him out on a wing so he'll have no impact. Seriously. He might be on for a +6. No, Houston's shit. He can't take a ball cleanly ever. And then they're going to go the other way. Fucking Houston. He's shit. And McStay won't wait for Josh Dagos. So Josh Dagos again being burnt like crazy. Oh my God, seriously? And here's Dylan Moore again. So Dylan Moore and everyone else will rack up. Oh, God, Perryman, you are shit. How bad have Collingwood's recruiting been this year? Houston and Perryman. How shit have they been? And Houston goes back to who? Billy Frampton. Yeah, good choice. So Josh Dagos is standing on the wing with his hands on his hips, wondering why he's not being passed the ball. This is pathetic. Oh, Nick Dagos, that is a pathetic attempt at a tackle. God, he is soft. Well, I'd love to see Nick Dacos actually lay a big crunching tackle for once. If anyone saw that, he put a hand out to tap Connor Nash. That is soft as you can get. And again, we're playing on this wing. So Josh Dagos in the first quarter, on the last quarter, was on a wing and it was on the other side. And then this quarter is on the far side, and now it's being played on the near wing. And okay, Tom Mitchell, let's smart the ball instead of getting into Dacos. Yeah, fucking hell, seriously. And Crisp, let's try and break 4 tackles. Oh my God, Frampton is shit. Another decent opponent, another embarrassing Nick Dale's performance. He's been shit tonight again. And Nick and Jordan Dawson has got a massive chance to get another 3 votes on and caught up on Nick Dacos. Noah Anderson as well has got a big chance to get some votes against Carlton. And Brewster's missed it. And we've got another Dan Houston kick in. Yeah, let's give the ball continually to Dan Houston, who's been shit all night and has done nothing all year. So Josh Dacos is free. Darcy Moore, go to Josh Dacos. Oh my fucking God. Darcy Moore, you need to give it up, mate. You are completely washed. So Josh Dacos got a kick, but see what I mean? See what happens when Josh Dacos gets the ball? Good things happen. Instead, all the other spuds are bloody getting the ball. Luke de Boer, Bells for Melbourne coach. To be fair, I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I feel like I could coach better than some of these guys. I tell you what, this is just incredibly hard to watch. Is Grundy's matchup hard this week, says Dylan. No, I think it's good because he's got 4, so I think it's good. Honestly, if Hawthorn is doing this, I hate to see what Adelaide does next week, says Jay Sutts. Oh, I'd love to beat Collingwood for once. Crows haven't beaten Collingwood for how long? So Houston should be dropped, but that would be Collingwood accepting that they lost the trade. So that's a good point. Yeah, that's probably why they haven't dropped him, right? Because then they got to accept that he's been shit. How did Collingwood pick Perryman for 900k as a joke? Yeah, Perryman's awful. What does he offer at halfback? He does nothing. He's not really a good defender. He doesn't use the ball well. Seriously. I think everyone overhyped Josh Dacos 2 decent games this year, says Matt. No, Josh Dacos is good. They just use him in shit spots. Houston's drop off almost Tim Kelly, like says Stu. Talk about a hard watch. Nick and Josh says Lee. Jacos hands on hips again. They use Josh and he finally gets him a kick and mark inside 50. Why aren't they putting him in the middle? I don't know. Yeah, we've got Ned Long, Steele Sidebottom and Jack Crisp in the midfield for this one because that's going to win you the game. Well, Hawthorn have got so much more run and dare in their game compared to Collingwood. See what I mean? Chol and Ginnivan were both free in the 50 and they could have raffled it there. Bells, would you play players in positions at least as coach to help us in fantasy? Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Jacob score involved, may move in closer to the ball, says Has. Mate, yeah, I know you're preaching what I'm trying to say, mate. How do we pick him in fantasy, Perryman? Oh, yeah, I don't know. Watch Nick Dacos get a late goal and end up getting 1 or 2 Brownlow votes this game, says DJ. Oh, he should not be getting any Brownlow votes this game. He's done nothing. Josh Giddy's at the game. He would have more touch than Josh at the moment, says Will. Yep. I mean, look at what Melbourne did with Grundy. Pies have nothing to gain by keeping Houston there, says G. Dot. Long with 4 touches, just sad, says Dylan. All of a sudden, Magpies look old and slow. Yeah, they do. Yep. Have just joined. Well, what's happening with Collingwood, says Chris. Oh, mate, you haven't missed much. This has been an awful game to watch. Like, Nick's going to Carn 81, but, like, what? Still got Josh Dacos on 50. He's had a kick and a handball this quarter. That's it. On a bloody wing. Like, why? I don't know why they are playing Josh Dacos on a wing. It doesn't work. He's so much better at halfback or in the midfield. It's just crazy that they're backing in these old guys in the midfield. It's not getting it done. Like, as I said, that midfield 3 just then was Ned Long, Steele Sidebottom and Jack Crisp. That's not getting it done. Now we got Sidebottom, Pendles and Ned Long again. And Josh Dacos still on a wing. And then Sidebottom, handballs to no one. Oh, my God. Elliott kicks it to bloody Dacos, which should have been a +6, but he's just going to get the 3 points because Elliott can't kick either. Wasn't Josh Dacos an All-Australian wingman, says Stu? He was a while ago, but he's not a wingman anymore. He's such a better player than being someone that should be wasted on a wing. Like, you can understand someone like a Dan Curtin being on a wing, like young player developing, but he won't be a wingman for his whole career. He'll be a inside midfielder. Josh Dacos should be a midfielder now. We saw how good he played against Gold Coast. Like, I don't understand why you test that out, you see what you've got, it's good, and then you go, you know what, that wasn't good enough. Let's put him on a wing. Like, doesn't make sense to me at all. Darcy Cameron, go to your right. Houston, you've got Josh Dacos there. Hey, we got a plus. No, we got a +5 because Josh Dacos got the handball. And still Sidebottom too slow. Too slow. My God, how shit are Collingwood? And what's the bet? They'll play amazing next week against the Crows. They'll play amazing football and they'll beat us. What's the bet? Like, they'll play shit tonight. Probably the worst game they've played I've seen them ever. And then they'll probably play amazing next Saturday night against the Crows. Then the Collingwood game style has been found out, says Chris. It's not like Long could play wing, so I get it. Annoying still. No, but Long should be resting. Just put forward and dropped out of the team. You can't play Mitchell and Ned Long in the same team. It just doesn't work. Two guys that can only play midfield. Moon Boy, good evening, Bales. Good day, legend in the chat. Does Josh have to go? I don't know. I'd be tempted to after this week because this has been shit. No way Crows will flog them, says Stu. I'm not as confident, but I hope that they do. No Crows will smash them, says Karen. 5th time Hawks have scored over 100 this year. Okay, Jacobs 5 tackles in his pocket. Go, says Has. That's not going to happen. I'd love it too, but no. I'm thinking about trading out Brayshaw, says Moonboy. Yeah, he's been shit last 6 weeks. I don't blame you. I don't blame you for trading out everyone in your fantasy team bar a couple because this year has been so shit for floor scores and shit performances from players. He's got 9 minutes left. So what's Josh Dacos on? Is he up to 60? 58. Well, he's near 60. So no, Dan Hughes going to take the kick in again. At least go to Josh Dacos. No, we're going to go to Quainer, who's on a one-on-one. And we have Josh Dacos, who's free. You dickhead. Houston is shit. How can you go to a one-on-one with Isaac Quainer against a Hawthorn defender when you got Josh Dacos free? Oh, my God. See, this isn't Josh Dacos' fault. I'm not even going to blame him for his bad score. It's annoying that I've got him in my team and it's going to be a bad score on my field, but I can't even blame him for this score because his teammates are shit. His coach has got no idea where to play him. I just don't understand. I had buddy Tom Green last week, and now we got Josh Dacos this week. At least buddy Josh Dacos has got a bit of an excuse, whereas Tom Green hasn't really got an excuse for playing so shit. I literally feel like they're deliberately not passing to Josh Dacos anymore. They had so much chance to pass to Josh Dacos there, and they just didn't. You'll be surprised what pies turn up next week. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Why are they looking for Houston so much? Says Friends. I know, it's stupid. It's because they all talk in the media how bad he's been, and they're like, oh, let's get him the ball. But he's been even worse. He's actually turned the ball over every time he gets it. Okay, sold. I'm trading 20 of the Spuds bales. Yep, good. Trade them all. They're all shit. You got Nasai, you got Grundy, you got a couple of others, but besides that, the rest of them are just crap. Luke de Boer is going to tip Hawks, but went with Pies because Howe was named. Then he gets concussed and Pies shit the bed. Yeah, mate, that literally sums up this year, I think, Luke. This year, the way everything's gone with tipping and fantasy and everything. It's like you think it's going to go one way, but then something happens and it goes complete opposite direction. You'd think at halftime, Craig McRae would see how bad this team is going to realise Josh almost won the game in this situation last time, put him in the midfield. Mate, you summed it up perfectly. You said exactly what I'm saying, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they nearly win them the game single-handedly. They'll go, no, it's not enough. So Darcy Moore hangs on to a mark, and he bangs it long and turns it over. God, how shit can you be? How shit can you be that you're like, I need to bring the ball forward and turn it over? Oh, seriously. How unique is Josh? Thought he was kind of highly owned. No, he's not. He's fairly unique. And I've now got a unique on my field again that's put up a shit score. See what I mean? It's the cold wing again. Like they're going to this other wing and not going anywhere near Josh Dacos' wing. He's not even going to get a 60. Could Tom Green go if it means gets me dunks, says Chris? Yeah, he definitely can. Yep. You said keep Butters and trade Green. Oh, no, he's talking about to Will before. Luke de Boer, what would you do, Bale? Zorko to Whitfield or Rankin to Jackson? Zorko to Whitfield, I think. Rankin's got a good matchup at least this week, so I'd probably keep him at least for that. Jackson's still going really well, though, so I don't blame you if you decide to go that one, but just think Zorko at the moment, just with that Liz Frank injury he's dealing with, is just not going to put up good scores consistently. Oh my God, there's a 2-on-1 and somehow Collingwood still lose it. Another goal to Gunston. This has been an awful game to watch. If we have 20 trades, we still won't do well, says Will. Yep. When's AFLW, says Moon Boy. Next Thursday. Looking forward to it. Be a lot better than this, that's for sure. Looking forward to the AFLW. Should be a good year. I tipped Hawks, which is good. Now only down one the comp I'm in. I wish I went Hawthorn to take a punt. Bells, you should become journo so you can rinse coach's decision in post-game press conferences. Oh, they wouldn't allow me. If I did that, they wouldn't allow me in for starters. If you recommend trading Steele, would you go to Cameron? Yeah, you could definitely do that, Harry, I think. That was Frampton, you spud. I'm thinking Steele goes big. Got the rest, says Stu. Steele, Pendles, Long in the midfield. Was it Perryman just in the middle then? No, it was a lot of spuds in the midfield. That's it was Nick Dacos and what? I don't even know who else was in the midfield. I've given up, I think. Yeah, there you go. Josh Dacos bench. So that'll be him done for the game on 58. Fucking seriously. I don't swear much on this stream, but I've had it. This game has pissed me off to no end. So Josh Dacos is not even going to score a 60. Why did I not just loop him on? I should have looped him. Had the chance to. Had red dots. Could have had a look. Oh, fuck. I cannot wait. I just cannot wait till the season's over. Has great starts to the week. Yeah, mate. Great start. I know. Great starts to the week. Gotta love fantasy. Gotta love football. The game is as good as it's ever been, according to Andrew Dillon. What a load of absolute shit. The game's as good as it's ever been. Have you been watching the football this year, mate? And funny enough, the game has gone to shit since he's been in charge. Ever since Gill left and Andrew Dillon's come in charge, the game has fallen away so much. Houston's confidence is shot. Imagine bringing in designated kicker as a big trade in and then throwing designated kick back there. That will destroy all confidence. You can see he's fumbly and second guessing. Excited for AFLW to start. First time playing AFLW Fantasy this season. We'll be looking at all your videos, Bales, for advice because I've no knowledge about it, says Alzano. Well, thank you, mate. Appreciate that. But yeah, Josh Dacos is back on. But too little, too late. If he can somehow get himself to a 70, then I'll take it. There's a kick from Josh Dacos, so he's over 60 at least. So what was the point of bringing him on the bench for a minute and then bringing him back on? I just don't understand. So I think Josh Dacos is... I swear to God, if Josh Dacos is playing midfield now, I'm going to be bloody annoyed, even more annoyed. Because you should have put him in the midfield ages ago. Never done AFLW, might do a team. Yeah, Hilux is the number one prize you get for it. I think you have to do the Watchalong tomorrow night, Buzz. It can't be worse than this, says Has. Jacos back in the last 2 minutes. Wait, did Josh Dacos just get a kick in? Will just said Josh Dacos kick in. So he's up to 64. If he can somehow get a +6 here and get to a 70. So why is Ned Long handballing to still side bottom when he's under so much pressure? Pendles was going towards Josh Davis's vicinity, but turns it over. There is someone in my Supercoach Keeper League who has Howland prelim with that 0 that counts. Please, Collingwood, get the ball back. I don't want bloody Hawthorn chipping it round for last minute and a bit. Doesn't equal better viewing, says Luke. I'd say this is 75% Craig's fault and 25% Teen's fault, says Dylan. Yeah, none of it's been really from Josh Dagos' fault, to be fair. So now Luke Bruce is lining up for goal. Bruce, please miss, and maybe Josh kick in. I've never known a footy season where you'll need 13 plus wins to make the 8, says Chris. Yeah, I know. Yep. Maynard, and here we go. Collingwood will probably... Minute to go. Somehow they still don't score. Hawks kick about now, says Massimo. Says Will. Yeah, no, Massimo's got it now. Yeah, they'll chip it around now. They won't worry about going quick, I don't think. Like, see what I mean? Look at the amount of open Hawthorn players there are. So Ned Long intercept marks it, and he just plays on, doesn't look for any... Well, I know, he actually kicked it to a bloody teammate, but Josh won't get any more points for the game. This will be it. Unless Collingwood kick a quick goal. I just cannot believe back-to-back Thursday night games, I've had a unique player score a 60 for me. Fuck me. Thank God that game's over. Nick Dacos didn't even turn up either. What a shit game of football. What a awful game. What a waste of 3 hours of my life. Wasted watching that heap of shit. Meek 112. Sicily and Impey got 102. Amon 98. Newcomb 93. Moore 91. See, Moore, that was shit. He was on 67 at halftime. 91. Nick Dacos 88. Yeah. That was shit. I know he top scored for Collingwood, but seriously. Cameron 82. Josh Dacos 64. Brilliant. Should be 68 for Josh. Hopefully they add it. Oh, but I don't really care if they add it now anymore. To be honest, it's not going to change anything. 64 is a atrocious score to have. I'm just... this season can be over. I'm sick of it. I really am. Why they decide to put Jacos in the middle and taking kick-ins for the last 2 minutes, says Haz. Mate, you're asking all the questions. I don't know how to answer them because you like... The AFL ladder hasn't changed top 9 since round 6, says Corey. Yep. Is Meek an R2 star for 2026, says Chris. Nah, not for me. He's too up and down. Not for me. Nick has been disappointed last 2 weeks as well. 2 scores under 100. Yep, because he beats up on the easier opposition or when he doesn't get attention. When it's any team that knows what they're doing with Nick Dacos, he doesn't do anything. Very low scoring fantasy game in the end. Only 3 players turned up. And yet, not really much relevance. You're not alone, Bales. I've got Josh as well, says Chris. Yeah, but he's unique, right? We'll have a few, like we've got a few of us have got him, but he's unique. Let's pray that table for Jacob says has. Oh, I'm not praying because I don't really care at the moment, I don't think. And Josh Doss was listed at halfback but played wing. Yeah, just had the 4. Can't get any worse. Does your opponent have Josh Doss as lead? I'm not in any matchups anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It's just more about rank for me now. That's all I'm going for. Hey, Bales, missed most of the game tonight because I was working. How'd it go? Oh, mate, you saved yourself 3 hours because it was a waste of time. Absolute waste of time. It was good to chat with you guys and complain together, but you didn't waste your time, Angus. So, yeah. As Will says, don't ask, because that was probably one of the worst games of footy I've watched. Absolutely atrocious. Don't even know what to say, really, to be honest. And now I've got to record a bloody captain's video. And now I've got to try and get some bloody energy for that. So, have you been to a grand final before, says Fiona? No, not yet. I'd love it to be this year, but who knows? To be fair, this season's disappointed me so much. I'm just sort of waiting for it to disappoint me even more, but I'm not sure. Unbelievable. Craig McRae, mate, don't know what you're doing as a coach, but you've done nothing the past few weeks. I'm still trying to wrap my brain around the fact that Josh Dacos played midfield against Gold Coast, looked amazing, best quarter of football you've probably seen all year. And Craig McRae goes, you know what? We're in a pickle again. Let's not do that. Let's put Josh Dacos to a wing, and let's put guys like Ned Long, Jack Crisp, all these guys in the midfield that haven't got it done all game for us so far. Let's continue doing that. If we know Jacob's role can be flicked around and with hard match to come, as Jon Chombot says, I think he's probably got to be out. I was at the 05 Granny. Leo Barry says Luke. Yep, no, that was a good one. Who scores more, Curtin or McRae? I've both in draft matchup. Probably safe with Curtin at the moment, I think. Who won a premiership, Will? Sidebottom was absolutely awful tonight, says Lee. I don't want to shit on him too much because he's 350th, but he wasn't very good tonight, no. He wasn't good. No, I can't name you many players from I can't name you. I'm just saying, look, Nick Dagos wasn't good. I don't think Pennells was good tonight. I think Duskam got towed up in the ruck. Schultz was shit. Mitchell didn't do anything. Perryman was shit. Moore was shit. Chris was shit. Sidebottom. Josh Dacos wasn't very good. Like, when he got the ball, he was good. I almost feel Josh Dacos was almost their best player, and he got wasted. There's no one here from Collingwood, like I said, had a good game. Like, look at that. Look at this. Elliot had 6 disposals, 3 behinds. Frampton did nothing. He was god-awful. Will Hoskin-Elliott had 4 touches. He was shit. Membry was okay. Didn't really have much service. DeGoey's still being managed. Well, actually, to be fair, he played 82% time ground, but he didn't really do much with it. Ned Long was awful. Quainer was awful. McStay was shit. Lipinski was okay. So maybe Lipinski and Dacos were their probably 2 best. I think everyone else from Collingwood was awful. Tate Moore's 91 or play Petrarca. Probably bank the 91 Elizeno. Hoskinet's washed, says Corey. I agree. I don't know why he's still in their team. I think he's shit. Pennells was all right, says G-Dot. He was okay. Had 27 touches, but didn't really do much. He should... I don't know why they keep assisting with him in the midfield. I understand he can play midfield at times, but he's not a full-time midfielder anymore. He's 37 or something. You can't keep relying on a 37-year-old to carry your midfield. That's what Collingwood rely on. Collingwood rely on their old players to continually hold up this. Collingwood don't really have that much depth. You see some of the players coming in with games and they play shit. And I still can't get why Josh Douglas is being got wasted on a wing tonight. Just don't understand. I really don't understand. But yeah. Alrighty, well, we've been 3 hours. I'm going to have to head off. Got to record this captain's video and get that uploaded. So that'll probably be up in about an hour's time. So if you guys are keen, if you want to see the captain's video, that'll be up very, very soon. Yeah, so if you guys want to tune into that, that'll be up probably, what is it now, nearly 10:30 for most people. Probably be around 11:30 Eastern, so it'd be a bit late, but if people want to watch it, then feel free. If you're in the West as well, it'd be a bit earlier, but we'll upload that now so you have tomorrow to watch it. But yeah, that was a shit one. I guess we'll see if we'll do one tomorrow night for Geelong and Essendon. And then Saturday night's Freo Port. So I'm not really enthused by either game of those. So we'll see if we do another watch along this weekend. But we got the tomorrow. We've got the pre-lockout chat, 6 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Perth time. So we'll recap all that there. Recap it there. But yeah. Anyway, I appreciate every one of you guys though. You guys are legends as always. Appreciate you guys. Even though the watch song was shit, it was still good to chat with you guys at least. But yeah, if you haven't liked it yet, make sure you smash like on the video. Subscribe to that channel if you haven't already. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow for a pre-lockout chat. And very, very soon for our captain video, which will be up within the next sort of hour or so. So thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll catch you guys next one. Thanks everyone. See ya.